Oh, wait, you guys start. I just
You already started. What are you talking about?
It's calm.
You
Yes,
did.
yes, people. Peter's had some issues, some headphones or something.
What's
Looking
wrong
like
with
he's
you?
about to fly a plane. But yes, people, welcome back to another edition of the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. And I'm joined by, I'm saying, all the co-hosts because they're all regular residents of Sarcasm City TV. Eleanor is there in the background sorting something out. I think she's charging her phone. She's there in the building. Timo, another regular resident, NBA watch-alongs, Premier League watch-alongs, Champions League watch-alongs, Ballers at the Bridge. Peter is on all of those 4 shows, plus Agenda FC, plus more. So yeah, man, like I start every show, love to everyone who's supporting Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity. Much appreciated. It does not go unnoticed. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. Make sure you hit the like button. Share it across all the socials as well, and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. And it is the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, where you lot in the comments run the show. So you get to ask us any sporting question, past or present, and myself, Eleanor, Timo, and Peter will answer. But before we even get to any of the questions, in the comment section, Eleanor, how are you doing first and foremost? Outside of football. Wait. Okay.
I
No. Outside
can't
of
smile.
football.
I can't even smile now.
All right. Wait. Outside of football,
I'm fine. To do with
Okay.
football, let's not go. We'll get
you're
into
a
that.
complete mess. Yeah, I understand.
We're a complete mess.
Yeah. Timo, you're always good. So maybe I'll ask you, are you good?
Well, champions day number 11.
Wait,
Well,
hold on.
Look, this guy's fine. He's happy. He's winning. I'm on the stream now. Look, he's loving life.
He is actually loving life, yo. He's European champions, world champions. Just
Champions
ridiculous.
of the world.
Oh my god. Welcome. Cams is in the building as well. What are you telling me, Cams? You good?
To readjust.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna switch Cams over.
Put Cam's on the right side right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we
look,
go, man. I got you.
Timo, you're near me now. See? No, you didn't. You weren't backstage.
Oh, they both got the same Chelsea shirt on.
Oh yes.
Oh my, look at these, man. Anyway, yo, Cams, what you telling me? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Steady win tonight. Steady win.
Wait, didn't you lot win 6-0?
Steady
Yeah,
win, you
steady.
know, like he wasn't gassed. So
Yeah, you lot won 6-0. I'm glad it was Leeds.
Leeds are shit. Like,
I'm glad it was Leeds.
Leeds are shit.
You know what I'm saying.
yeah, I'm all right with you lot beating Leeds. To be fair.
Speaking of that, we got Jez in the
Yes.
building, Spurs representative. How you doing, Jez?
Hey, what a funny night, innit?
Oh,
Funny.
we gonna get to all of that. We gonna get
but-
to all of that. And Peter, how are you doing? I didn't even ask you. How are you doing? Even though I seen you like a couple hours ago.
I was gonna say. I mean, last I checked, I'm still a world champ. So
My fucking
life could be worse.
I swear to God, I can't with these Chelsea.
tired of this, innit? Chelsea fans. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And I was gonna start, obviously, the title of the Q&A is United draw away Atletico Madrid. But I think that has we're gonna push that to the side for a second because it was a pretty non-eventful game. And we're even gonna talk about Burnley beating Spurs and Spurs losing 4 and 5. We're gonna discuss, and somebody please put the quotes in the comments.
That was
Go on.
first comment. Me getting- this is crazy.
He's
You know what?
had
Maybe
enough.
people do care.
I've
Just
had
'cause you don't
enough.
care
He's
doesn't
had
mean no one
enough.
cares.
I've had
Right?
enough.
I've had enough.
I've had enough.
4-2, man. 4-2.
I've had enough. Do you know what? I said it today on the phone. I was like, I've had enough, and they didn't get it.
That phrase will forever like
I
make me
swear
laugh.
to you, I'm had enough.
Hey, big up Saeed, man.
Yo, that is my guy, yo. I literally just on the
I love
stream with him,
him.
and
I
he's
love
cracking
him.
me up.
I've had
Oh,
enough.
I'm in tears, yo, man. How can a simple phrase be? Oh,
We've been live for 4 minutes.
4 minutes and I'm already in tears.
Varane, I'm
Oh,
telling
did you have Varane? And Varane didn't even do nothing? I'm saying Varane didn't even do nothing.
Varane.
I've had enough. This is what we should be. The Spurs fans. I've had enough. That's us today.
Hey, I'm not gonna
Yo,
sound like a ginger
go on,
man,
Jez.
though. I'm not
Say
gonna
again,
sound like
Jez?
a ginger man. I'm not gonna sound like the gingerbread man, so just want to say
Oh
that.
my god. Oh yeah, when his voice goes high. But yeah, can somebody
Hey.
please put some of Conte's comments. I mean some of Some of you, I
Would you
can't even
like me
talk,
to
yo.
read
If,
it?
Yeah,
if you've got
got
him,
it.
get him in it. Oh my god, yo.
I've got
I'm laughing at Cam's going
I'll
4
get it, one
fucking 2.
Oh, fucking TV, man.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I'll send it to
I'll let
group chat
Eleanor,
anyway.
put it in
I'll
the
get
group
it,
chat
one
and I'll let Eleanor take it away. But yeah, Conte said a lot. That's what I'm gonna say for those that didn't.
He said a lot. He nearly made me cry at one point.
He looked like he looked like he
when
wanted to
you
cry.
text, you know when you messaged me that link, I was actually like depressed. I was like, how am I gonna go on stream? I swear to God, like how?
Therapy science. That's what it
He goes
is.
therapy saying.
It's
Hey,
therapy.
we here for you. We here
I'm
for
here.
you.
I'm around.
Yeah.
We're here for you, Eleanor. Don't worry.
I heard Conte was scared because his team was sitting in European positions. He's like, nope, can't do
So
this. Gotta throw it away.
enough with your crap.
You know what, Peter? Let's just bring Eleanor for one day because
He
I think
said,
No, no,
this is one
no.
of them.
We tried this already, nigga. No, we're not doing this.
No,
We're not
honestly,
doing
Peter,
this.
maybe he's also saying he doesn't speak broke.
You know what? Hey, hey, you know what? If he's your manager, I will let you talk before I talk because I will just.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just.
All right, okay, let me read then.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's be
He
constructive.
said,
before I be destructive.
maybe I'm not so good. Tottenham called me to change things, but I'm too honest. We are doing everything to change the situation, but it's not enough. 4 defeats out of 5 is not good enough. This doesn't happen to me, right? There's also more. So I'm laughing as I'm saying it because I know how bad it is. He then said, I need to talk to the club. Tottenham have to make an assessment about the club, about me. We need to find the best solution. I can't keep accepting to lose. I'm sorry. Here the coaches change, but the players are always the same, but the results don't change. Right? He then said, I'm open for every decision. I want to help Tottenham, but I'm too honest to close my eyes and continue this way. I'm just saying, okay, my salary is good. But I've got ambition. I'm not so good to improve the situation here.
All right, your thoughts on that? We'll go to you and then we'll go to Jazz on that. Siemens used the Spurs fan, and then we'll let Peter and the others take it away. But your thoughts on when you see that?
He also said like he cannot close his eyes because he has ambition. So what he's saying is he can't just keep accepting a salary and just, lose games because he's okay with the salary. The fact that he said sorry to the fans, to me, basically is saying that he's going. Because why would you have to apologize? Like, I know people say we're probably reading too much into it, but like, I think he's saying like, I can't change the situation without money. And basically I've got ambition and the club doesn't. Now, do I agree with you throwing your toys at the pram? Probably not, because I said the same about Jose. You know what you're getting yourself into when you come to Tottenham. The only difference is that I genuinely thought Conte put his cards on the table before he came, because he said no before. So this is the only confusing thing. The thing is, like, what are you going to expect of Tottenham? What kind of backing were you expecting? You're going to get every single person you wanted. So he does this a lot of the times when we lose, and he's a bit melodramatic every time we lose. He has this whole big press conference where he's crying and saying he can't lose games. But the fan, we also it's not bad. It's bad enough that we've had to lose games, but having to hear you cry about it and say you can't do nothing about it is not what we want to hear. So
I hear that.
But I don't know. At this point, I really hope he's not going to walk. But to me, it sounds pretty set in stone, because from what he's saying he's got ambition more than the club do. But in my opinion, for me, it's like I just don't know.
Yeah, you sound like Conte. You sound broken.
This club.
You sound like Conte.
I was actually depressed after the game. For real, I was like, at least I got a little bit of time, so I have to cover the stream. Like, I'm genuinely depressed. At this point, it's like, who do we get in? What is our next plan of action? Do we just scrap it completely and go to a different kind of manager? Like, just go start the Poch thing again with someone else, or do we still keep trying to get these big managers and start building? The thing is, I think under a Tottenham regime, I don't think these managers work. I said this when Jose was here. The only difference is with Conte, you'd think going in again, you've learnt your lesson.
Facts.
But again, you can't keep relying on coaching with no backing. So I feel like if we're going to keep this whole you know, you've had enough. I've had enough.
Yo, my God, man.
I've had enough. I'm not lying. I actually have had enough.
Oh my God. People
So-
sound, you know what? That one of them, yeah, that's never going to die. That is never gonna die. That I've had it. That phrase will never in it. It will never ever die.
So
That's one of them.
basically, yeah. What do? We just scrap it and go again? I don't know. I don't think we can keep him unless he's literally saying what to me is giving them an ultimatum. Either you back me or I'm walking. This sounds like the ultimatum. This sounds like the crossroads right now. He goes into that meeting tomorrow saying, I want this much money or these exact players or I'm walking. And they're going to say no or yes, and then he'll walk or not.
Yo, Jess, I hear you being
But
quiet
yes,
over there.
man, I have had enough.
I had to say, like, just obviously ladies first in it, so
and Bainesy, we're gonna get to the Elanga thing, man. Relax. I know you're in bed and that. We're gonna get there, but this has to be. I want to hear everybody's thoughts on this.
Where was Ronaldo today? Anyways, let me move on to this real quick. See, with the whole posting that, I can't lie, man. Like, obviously, for me, like, I'm not a person that goes like with emotions, and that obviously we lost to Burnley. I was kind of pissed, but then I was reading through the quotes and I trying to just be calm and trying to understand what he's trying to say there. I think these quotes I was kind of expecting them around April earliest but it's Spurs in it that can break any sort of records, negative, positive, any sort of record. So it's for me surprising that he came out after pretty much like a couple of days just saying that he's out here smiling and training, but it's just the type of person Conte is. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about the fans in reality, in my opinion, because it's his reputation. It's just his reputation. And even though I don't agree with what he's saying, is what he is as a person. I'm kind of, in one way, I'm kind of like not happy, but kind of like showing people that, like, if a Conte can't feel happy at Spurs, or so, like, can't even wait till the summer to kind of bring those quotes out, which manager can come in the summer? Like, we can say, like, even the rebuilding manager, like Graham Potter is a rebuilding manager that can come to Spurs. Why would he come to Spurs? But why would he come to Spurs now? Like, if he knows, you see with Pochettino, you see with Joseph, you see with Conte, why would he ruin his chances to get a bigger job maybe after Spurs when he could fail at Spurs? Like, because you know you won't get the backing, you know you won't get the full trust from the owners, or you know you won't get the full. Because I know Levy, like, I knew this guy somehow, some way will get Conte mad earlier than everyone think he would get. And I did say it many times before, I do think he's gonna walk in the summer at earliest. I don't think he's gonna walk mid-season. If he walks mid-season, then he has to walk probably tomorrow, in my opinion. Because if you're there against Leeds, it's gonna be awkward. Because for me, it's like, how will the players now react to this? Because I already know the players are weak-minded, but if they heard this, how will they feel after literally telling them on the weekend before City, I'm not going to walk, trust me, people, trust me, I'm not going to walk to them. So for me, it's like two ways I look at this. I'm like 50-50 on this. Like, one way I'm looking at Tim and saying, like, was this really the time to kind of go on a rage like this? But in the same time, I'm kind of understand from where you came from.
Okay, now I hear that. And Peter, I believe he is in the trenches in pro clubs. I believe so. But we'll get Peter's thoughts on his favourite former Chelsea managers shortly. Cams, what are you telling me? What's your thoughts on what Conte said?
I just think it's a bit typical, isn't it? Like, this week started off really high for Spurs, it's just gone so low. Like, they beat City, and then a few days later they go and lose to. The Burnley still bottom of the league.
Nothing in. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. They might be 90%. I'm not sure. I need to.
Burnley, and then this happens with Conte. Like, I think it's a bit. It's like it's bad from Conte, but at the same time, like, he knows it's a cutthroat business when it comes to managers, so he's going to back his reputation over anything else. So it's a bit of a sticky one.
No, I hear that. And Peter, love to hear from you. This obviously on your favorite. I think you unmute your favorite former Chelsea manager, Antonio Conte.
Hey, Peter,
what are your thoughts?
Peter, before you
on
go,
what he said today?
Before you go, he was your last manager to win your league title. I just want to say that.
All right, cool. That's fine. That's not real. And he had a stripping in Europe for everyone and every available possibility. So, like, you know what? Look, things got hard. Antonio Conte, instead of like really knuckling down and focusing on what he should be doing. He's running from the grind, bro. We've seen it before. It happens when he no longer feels supported, starts turning on everybody around him. One thing I will say is it'll get worse. It will get worse. You will hear more quotes like this. He'll act dour during the matches. He'll set up his teams even more negatively than he already does. But hey, this is him, and this is the manager that people kiss the ground that he walks on. So like, cool. You guys want this? Cool. Like, it's fine with me. It doesn't bother me. Fuck him. Look, like, I don't think
Can I just listen? Can I just get in there for a minute?
Sure.
For me, it's like it's in a way.
Why are you starting the game, man? Why? Just why are you starting?
No. I'm not arguing. I just wanna add in there. I get what you're saying. Like, okay, he can't just keep acting out. Totally. But for me, it's almost like a win-win. I feel like the pressure from the fans would be immense. Now it would be immense if he starts acting out and he actually walks. This could be a win-win for Tottenham on the owners, is what I mean, because I feel like this was the Levy's last roll of the dice, to be fair, because he went and got another big manager. He can't knock back another big manager.
Yeah.
Can't just keep doing this. So in a way, for me, it could be a good thing. This is why, right, as depressed as I am, I understand this is wishful thinking, but in a way, I feel like you want a manager to call out the owners, but to an extent where Jose has a different connotation when it comes to it. Everyone thinks, oh, it's Jose being toxic. No one thinks that when it's Conte, and that's me as well. I feel like if it's everyone saying this, it will put pressure on the owners. This could, at the end of the day, if this drives Levy out, who really won?
But I have a question though to you, Eleanor, though, like kind of play devil's advocate, because I think you know how our fan base is. Some of them, let's call it spade, they are fucking stupid. So they will go after Conte because they are in their feelings, and they will go after him and not realizing. Like, I get what you're saying. I'm with you on your side, just to make sure you know I'm with your side. But at the same time, I've seen people even on the internet quite a lot actually. They're going after Conte. They are angry at him because he lost to Burnley, and know he's saying this shit. Like, this is when this was means like he's running from the grind. Like, I get what you're saying, but there's going to be a fan part of the fan base who will look at him and say,
Jez, they're not wrong.
You cannot pussy.
Yeah, but Jez, they're not wrong at the same time. Conte can't just act out after losing to Burnley every time. He can't just keep looking for excuses every time we lose. There is that, like, I totally get you that the bigger problem is always going to be Levy. But they're not wrong in saying it is very annoying every time we lose a game. He starts throwing his toys out the pram and talking about we're the worst team in the world. Then we win a game, and it's like, oh, we're great. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, but I agree with you 100%.
Sorry, I didn't know who that was. I legit didn't know who that was.
Does take blame.
Once I legit didn't know who that was until he moved to the left. You know what I'm saying? That's like surfer. You know what I'm saying? When I see him move to the left, I was like surfer.
I knew
times like this.
How is Timo doing that? Peter's there and he's down there. He's pretty upset about this.
He's good. Look at him. He's smiling.
Look, guys, people in the comments, you guys know, like, I'm first team all fuck Antonio Conte. Like, I am chief Antonio Conte hater. Like, in the internet space, fuck him, right? Like, I hope he never manages an elite football club again, and I hope whatever club he manages loses every game possible. Fucking cannot stand the guy. But look, like, there's a way to act professional when things are not going your way.
I get that,
and I don't like that about him. I understand Tottenham are mostly to blame here. Let's be honest. Like, it's not all every manager that walks through the door.
Yeah, 100%.
It's the same players. The same, like, boardroom, it's the same people in charge, different managers, same results, right? So obviously there's a problem there. Just like selfishly, seeing Conte be sad and look miserable and look helpless, I enjoy that shit. Fuck him. And like, it's not even like I enjoy this because he's suffering. I don't even really care about Tottenham suffering. Like, that makes no difference to me. Like, when Tottenham beat City, I didn't care.
Now he doesn't speak broke.
Yeah, now that they lost to Burnley, I don't care. I just like that Conte's sad, to be honest. That's it. Fuck him. Like, whatever team Conte manages, it could be some third division team in Italy, and I'll still look for the results to hope that they lose. Fuck them. Yeah, it's gone so far beyond Chelsea, Tottenham. Like, I don't care about that shit.
This reminds me of this one meme with the guy with the pulling up to my biggest hate's funeral.
Yeah, that's Peter, 100%. That is 110%
I
Peter.
hear
There's
what Peter's
no
saying,
alarm
though.
clock for my Antonio Conte hate. I just sense it.
I respect it, man. The energy's there, man. Like your energy
It'll be there
is
forever.
good, man.
listen, I respect that because I'm the same with Jose. Like I feel the way you feel about Conte is how I feel about Jose. There's no Spurs fans on YouTube tonight. Hi, me and Jez are right here. Just to let you know.
Out here from.
Hey, man, I'm always here for the smoke.
Guys, words cannot accurately describe how much I despise that man. Like,
no, that's exactly how I feel about Jose.
It's so bad. It's
so bad.
It's exactly how I feel about Arsenal Football Club. I understand. I get it.
Yeah, of course he does.
I have
hold grudges. I hold grudges and I'm proud. Fuck them.
Yeah, I have Rover's notifications on just to smile when Jose's losing. That is toxic. I legit every time
add something to this convo as well, real quick.
Go on, Jez. Yeah, go on, Jez.
I personally, I think there was one quote that you were saying about the players, that you were saying the managers are always different, but the players stay the same. I think something similar like that, and he's completely right with that, in my opinion, because again, like, how many times have I said, like, the players like heavy wings, fucking Luka Moura, Bergwijn, like, we kept Bergwijn just because he scored 2 late goals against Leicester. Deeper. We didn't keep him because he's good. We kept him because he scored 2 late goals against Leicester. Like, and this is the issue that I have with this club. Like, many times we let either a good manager or a promising manager suffer because the players seem to have the priority. And one thing I also have to say is, why is this club expectation to get a manager, regardless who the manager is, why is the club reputation to get top 4 when clear and obvious this team's not even a top 8 side in the league right now? Let's be honest. Like, Flores, many times I heard you even on stream say like stuff like this Tottenham team is not good. This team should be nowhere near competing for top 4 in the first place. But the club will always expect you to compete for top 4 regardless.
Yeah.
And I just,
do you know why?
Something which I don't get.
Do you know why?
It comes from the board.
No. Do you know why they expect to compete for top 4? Because Poch did it without any backing. Poch turned water into wine, set that bar, and now the club expects
water to Henny.
But this is the issue that I'm like, are they this stupid and see that this team is not good enough to compete? And it seems like they are that stupid. Like, Levy is bold. Oh
my god!
I have something.
Hey Timo, did you hear that Poch hype? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Did you hear that?
What's up, Timo?
Yeah, you got nothing to say now?
Be quiet because I said it.
You gonna be quiet?
No, I have to snitch on this guy real quick because this guy doesn't want to talk shit about Tottenham right now because you're here.
This guy has all the energy for Tottenham.
What you mean? Like, I'm gonna say this as a neutral perspective. Yeah.
No, there's no.
This guy being diplomatic. Look at you being diplomatic.
Let me learn.
I'm gonna let you learn.
Diplomatic.
There's no wheels. There's no wheels with this plane. But go on. The wheels ain't coming out with this plane. But you land. Go on.
No, on honest note, yeah. I don't think that Conte knew how bad the squad when he was getting into this job.
Oh, then he's an idiot.
Wait. To an extent, I see what you're saying, because from when people brushed under the carpet with this, and I don't know why, when Conte turned around after they got beat by someone, and Eleanor and Jez will be able to tell me and said after the interview, the level of Spurs is not that high. That is very telling. And people seem to, Europe. Of course they lost. Of course people seem to brush that under the carpet, because let Ralph say that about United, or Tuchel come and say that, or Klopp or Pep. But I don't know why people, as good as Conte is, because Conte is a good manager. Like, I'm not disputing that whatsoever.
But you
have good players. But
you can argue he's more dysfunctional though, this team.
Yeah. I think he just didn't realize how much of a big job it is. Because people are talking, maybe I'm playing devil's advocate here, of him running from the grind. Terry he looked at it and went, I can't do this with this team. Maybe he's looked at it that way.
That's fine. But what the problem is, I agree in certain terms with Peter in some aspects, in terms of like there are certain ways to act. It's not like this is the first time where he's lashed out and we're like, whoa.
He does it everywhere he goes.
He's done this every time we lose. He sits there crying in a post-match interview. That's not cool.
He's done this everywhere he's gone, except for Inter, and then even Inter, he skipped out the back.
No, he did it Inter as well.
Payments were coming in.
Now, funny enough, because I was before I came on, I was in a space, and there was actually an Inter reporter as well talking about how at Inter there was a certain player that he wanted, they couldn't get into him, and then probably just before preseason or even into the preseason early, he just left in it because he couldn't even get their player because he couldn't get the promises. And for me, it's like, bro, you like a grown man, like just like for me, it sounds like you're a pussy, bro. Like if I have to be honest, like you can't just be there for like. You can't at least try your hardest. Like, bro, Tottenham have never a history of like backing manager like crazy. You look at the club. Has Tottenham ever done something big in the time where you were like at Juve, at Inter, at Chelsea? Did they have ever done something? And you can't keep it till the summer. This is something that I'm mad at him for. But I think that's where he's coming.
Before you go, Timo, before you lot go, make sure you lot get the likes up because the likes is way too low. We got over 20 of you lot. We're even at 10 likes. So get the likes up on the video first and foremost. Get the likes up, share this across all the socials. Continue to get your sporting questions in because on StreamYard you can star it. So I will go back to it. Don't forget, members' comments do take priority. Like a super chat as well, people. But yeah, continue to get your questions in any sport. You don't have to be on this topic. Football, it could be boxing, basketball, any sport. You lot feel free to ask the questions. Who was gonna go? Go on then, Timo.
I was gonna say, like, Chess, you think that the tactic currently at Spurs was very obvious. You play on the back foot, then counter quickly. Then the problem that I saw from this game alone, like when you lot play teams like Burnley and Wolves, who defend it deep, you literally like your team cannot break them down because you guys have no output in the side.
Now, this be an issue since
Harry Kane, man.
Probably left.
It's an issue with Tottenham for like 4 years though.
Right, you got Kane. What do you mean?
But look at that. We got Kane.
Well, hold on, yes. What about Saturday's game then? What about Saturday's game? The way that
we on Saturday's game, and the reason why we kind of City's bogey team is because we always sit back at them, and for some reason we then on that day we are actually very good at trying to progress the ball throughout their presses. But when we have the ball, we look pathetic on the ball. Like when we have a lot of the ball possession, like I watch Emerson. Oh my god, flawless. You know how I feel about this guy. Like the guy body shape when he tries to cross, it doesn't make sense. It looks so stupid. And like I'm just like the players on the pitch, like the quality, like when Conte talks about the players, he's right. The players are fucking awful, and this team is nowhere near to even should be competing for top 4. That's why I never had us even be in the top 4.
You know what that is, just standards.
It is standards.
No.
His standards are right.
No, there's fine, cool. He's got standards. I agree with that. 100%.
Unreasonable.
He's got standards, but let's not talk like. Firstly, you didn't know you're coming to Tottenham. Firstly, you didn't know where we finished the season before. Let's not talk like we didn't stack a manager this season while you were here because we were awful before you came. Like, let's not talk like you didn't know the situation. Yes, you have standards. You're not going to walk into Tottenham that finished 7th and thinking you're going to compete for titles. Like, I feel like there's also got to be a give and take on both ends. And for him, he's got to realize what job he's taken on. It's not going to be very quick. We're not going to rebuild the team in one window anyway. So I don't know what he expected.
You know what the issue is as well.
Still got you can criticize him without being Conte out. I can criticize his decisions today without being Conte out. And for example, he doesn't take zero criticism. Today was partly his fault. Like, you are the manager. We can definitely beat Burnley. They're 19th. Like, 18th. Let's stop. But 18th now, they were 19th.
Go away to Burnley and getting a 0.8 for everybody, but we move. Go on, carry on.
Ironically, we lost to them like 2 years ago.
What I'm trying to say is, yes, Conte 100% is has standards and is doing well and whatever. But like, as in, he just wants the best. But what I'm trying to say is, he can't expect to get that here. I do not like his throwing the toys out the pram every time we fucking lose a game. There's ways to go about things. Like, yes, he has standards, but don't expect to be walking into top 4 just because you're Conte. Like, and it's almost like take on the job because you realize there's a job. There's a job to be done here. You can't win. 2 days ago, you said these were the best players you had ever worked with because you deep sitting.
He did say
There's
that.
no way
Yeah,
he
he
said
said
that.
that.
No, he didn't
Bro,
say. This guy's
Three
emotional,
weeks
man.
ago. Yo, bro,
This guy's
fellas,
a
3 weeks
that's a-
ago.
This guy's like Ryan.
4 weeks
This
ago.
is-
4 weeks ago, yeah.
That is
No,
crazy.
3 or 4 weeks
Yeah.
ago. This guy,
He
I have to
was
say
running
this
from the
public as
grind.
well.
Look at him.
Nah,
He wants to cry and leave now
Ago,
because it got
he said
hard.
every
If I
player-
can find the thing, I'll
It
find
was
it.
cold
Eleanor,
and rainy at
Eleanor,
turf
remember-
four,
Hey,
and
pause,
he jumped
pause,
on his
pause.
center back, and now he wants to cry and skip out the back door.
Eleanor, do you
Let's just
remember
call it like it is.
4 weeks ago?
Sarcasm.
Yeah, Conte said that Zaya has the potential to win.
Right, can I just pull up this comment
Nah,
by
man.
Prime for a second?
Yeah,
Pissing me
yeah.
off,
What?
man.
You're right,
This,
man.
this Conte is being hella toxic right now. Remind you of anyone? Yeah, it does.
He's
Yeah, it does
literally
remind me of
posing
someone.
about European
Someone
pedigree.
very specific, actually.
Yeah,
it
they're very
Oh,
reminds
what
me
you
similar.
of.
mean? You mean he's generic brand Jose? Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it as the Jose?
but
Jose got
I'm
better hair,
also
though.
allowed to naturally not like Jose more. Like I naturally don't like Jose, so
That's
for
fine.
me, it's fine. Like okay, yeah, Conte's doing what Jose does, but the difference is with Conte, it's he came into a job after turning it down once, like, and then you'd think that there's certain things that he's agreed to, certain things Tottenham's agreed to. What did he expect to be different? Because unless has Levy literally lied to him, I don't think it's to that extent. I think he just doesn't like to lose a game. And if he does this every time we lose a game, I cannot be behind that. At the end of the day, you're not going to create a happy environment if every time you lose a game. You're basically saying the level's not high. The level's not high.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, we're going to cry about it. Oh, I can't keep losing. Like,
Man
Nah,
said
no,
that
that's the-
he's a best player. But you know, I want to go
On
to
the real.
Surfer. Let me go to Surfer on this 1 sec, team. Surfer, your fault, obviously.
Surfer.
Let's
Hey,
see
big up,
yours
Surfer.
in it. You know what I'm saying? If you love talking on Spurs, oh yeah, let's hear your thoughts.
I think obviously ego comes into it when he's taken over, so I don't believe he didn't know. I think he knew how bad that he probably had an idea how bad the situation was, but probably not this bad. And when he comes from the jubilation of winning 3-2 at City on Saturday, and you come on Wednesday with that shit fest tonight, then he's probably, like he said, he's very emotional. He's very emotional. And he's probably said something. It's not. That's why it's probably not. It's the best time to get managers right after the game, because they'll just blurt out something that they may not have. You may not have got them to say an hour later. It'll be interesting to see. I think he'll walk. I think you'll hear the mutual agreement thing in the next week or so. Because
that is mad if he does.
What can Levy can't guarantee him anything because he haven't finished in the top 4, so he can't guarantee.
I don't even think top
guarantee
4
funds or anything at this moment who to buy. You still got the question mark still over Harry Kane in the summer, especially if Poch goes to Man United or something like that.
I think he's pathetic if he walks. I'm not gonna lie.
I think he'll walk.
I think he's pathetic anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
I do agree.
I quite like that reaction.
But you know what it is with me, like
No, that they said that it's pathetic if he walks, because I agree.
It's
pathetic. You're running from
the grind. That's what it is. You have to know, like, people in the comments saying like he has standards, blah blah blah. Like, guys, this is the real world. Like, this is Tottenham Hotspur 2022, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what this club is on. They watched Poch take them to the Champions League final. Didn't really give him shit. So, like, with all
I
due
gave
respect,
a shit. Just
no, like, I'm saying the board didn't really give a shit, right?
No,
like,
you're right. You're
like,
right.
it was like, all right, keep going with these bums, right? So why would you, as Jose Mourinho or Antonio Conte, walk up to these same people in these same positions and expect them to treat you differently? Like, with all due respect, who are you to them? Pochettino had them on the brink of glory. Like, you know how fucked up it would have been if Tottenham won the European Cup? Like, guys, just understand, like, we were so close to, like, a hole in the matrix. Like,
why hasn't he got?
So just like, why do these big name managers think they're going to go into these jobs, they're going to get everything their own way? This is Daniel Levy. He snaked his own striker. He'll snake anyone. Why do you think you're going
Pochettino,
to be...
which kept him in a very happy job, to be fair.
But why?
No one wanted Levy out when Poch was doing well, I mean,
exactly.
we did, but like it wasn't like a big thing. Like we
It was
wanted
fine.
to
Like
out, but
everything
like
was fine because Pochettino kept it taking over and kept Levy's job
exactly
like nice and
he kept
comfy
Levy in
for
a
5
job.
years.
But why
So,
is
like,
And then he
now-
sacked him. The fact that he turned on him when things got bad says enough.
He turned on him. He went back on a gentleman's agreement with Harry Kane, right? Like you saw what happened with Jose. He dashed Jose out 4 days before a cup final or whatever it was.
Deserved.
Like anyone.
Yeah.
Like, my point is, anyone could get it. There's no love in this game at Tottenham. Like you have to know what you're signing up for. And
I
to
actually
be
hate my
fair,
club.
to be fair to Daniel Levy, right? They did go and get him 2 players in the January window. It's not like he got nothing. So, like, let's not lie to ourselves. And Betancourt and Kulusevski are upgrades on what you had in those positions, like, instead of them. Like, let's not sit here and say they've done absolutely nothing for him. I would understand if that January came and went and nothing happened, there was no attempt to improve. But there was. You're not going to get 5 or 6 players in a January. That's
If
just
you sold out 4 or 5 players, that's not our fault. I don't know what he expected to get in.
But I know this is the thing. Which remember the interview that he made before the City game, and he was saying that 4 players left the club, which weakened us. But these are the 4 players that you weren't willing to use. You weren't willing to use Dele. You weren't willing to use Ndombele. You weren't willing to keep Lo Celso. And know that they are loaned out and they're actually doing well. Like they can probably play so well that they can get sold in the summer now. But if they would have kept, would have been much of a difference. Like I think he's contradicting himself with those comments.
Oh shit! I forgot you was going to been down below. It's mad.
Yeah,
You know what?
but
Can
then,
I
he's,
just
then he's
answer
complaining
these-
about.
Can I just answer this comment of
Go on.
I just want
Yeah.
to say firstly, hi Drizzy, it's been a while. I haven't seen you here in a while because I haven't been around.
Yeah.
Secondly, did I remove the Italian flag from my Twitter name because I've turned on Conte? No, it just wasn't that he wasn't new anymore, so I just removed it. But at the moment, it's not that we're turning on Conte. I just think he's acting very, very stupidly. I think for me, it's like I'm not sitting here like thinking, oh, you know, he's shit. He's not shit. He's a brilliant manager, but the way he's Peter's face, the way he's acting to me is quite literally throwing your toys at the pram, being a coward, running away from a job that you knew you were getting yourself into. What is shocking to me is, these players didn't play, as in the Lo Celsos and, you know, Dele Alli. And people. These players didn't play, fair enough. But then you can't sit there and say you've weakened the squad. Who did you really expect to get 5-6 players in? Because I didn't.
Me too.
So in a January window, what did you expect? You're going to have less numbers if you're getting rid of those players. I feel like if things go well, he takes all the. It is textbook Jose, and it's bad to say because I don't hate him like I hate Jose, and it's dumb because I'm going to moan about the same shit.
Oh, just come to the dark side. It's way more fun over here.
Hey, I don't know.
It's not fun at all.
I'm starting to go after him, man.
But it is textbook Jose in terms of like he'll take praise if it all goes well and then blame everything else when it's not. Now, that doesn't mean he's not right. He is right in terms of he hasn't been backed. He is obviously a little bit, but you know, he has been backed a little bit, but he hasn't been backed enough, I don't think. And it is right, like, that he's a brilliant manager. There's no denying for me. But I feel like in terms of what he got himself into, it's a bit of a silly move because he knew what Tottenham were doing. We sacked the manager. We were doing shit. We finished 7th the season before. Like, I don't know what you expected to come and do. What did you come and expect? 400 million in the January window. I don't understand what he expected. So him running away now is cowardly. It is 100%.
Just one thing I just want to bring up before my last point, pretty much on this is like, obviously he was mentioning that he wanted to have a meeting with the board, and for me, I honestly believe that like he is gonna ask for like stuff like first that they shouldn't expect him to make top 4, and then also then in the summer that because people say we need like, I see people on Twitter trying to say that we need 2-3 players to this team is actually kind of alright again. Now I think Conte is going to look at it really and say I want like 8-9 players in the summer.
And that's impossible at Tottenham.
Which is impossible at Tottenham, which I think is really going to result to him leaving. So I don't think the meeting will have anything really to make a difference. And can I really blame Levy for not giving him 8-9 players when you can kind of see as well? Because I had this argument with someone What?
not
Why
realistic.
should Levy back him when he's not 100% sure he's gonna stay the whole summer?
Do you know what? Can I just add to that? Because I used to say this about Jose. Jose's going to sit there and say, "Oh, I need this amount of money to get it, like, you know, to get it right." Where have you shown me that you can get it right yet? Why am I going to trust you with that money? But I didn't trust someone like Pochettino with that money that actually showed me done something with my club. Like, in a way, he's not crazy to not give him 100% of the money that he's asking for.
He's not.
Because let's be real, you didn't back someone that literally showed you he could do stuff with our players in this club.
We
You didn't
gave
back
him
Poch.
200.
You're going to back someone that's not doing anything.
Summer. We gave him 230 mil, and a bunch of those players we still cannot get rid of. That's how bad it is. Don't do it. Don't give that man money.
Emmanuel, you're not wrong.
Wait. Was one of them Bakayoko?
Yep.
And Drinkwater.
Emerson.
Zappacosta.
Timmy Bakayoko.
Oh, Lord,
this is a nice chance.
Higuain. Who else?
Higuain, you know.
Sorry.
Wasn't Morata?
That was your voice. That was your voice. Sorry, you know what I'm saying?
Antonio Conte needs very specific players for what he does, and that works for him, but that's not necessarily mutually beneficial for the long-term health of the club that he's at. So a club like Tottenham, giving Antonio Conte 150 mil to spend in the summer, that sounds great for your short-term future, but in 2-3 years, you're going to be stuck with a lot of players you don't want.
100%.
So that doesn't make sense.
100%. But this was my issue with Jose. It's a short-term solution to a long-term problem. For me, the only way to see long-term, and I say success loosely before all the Chelsea fans and whatever start chatting about trophies, I say success loosely, but long-term success. Is
on the
to
grenade
do something
quick.
like a Pochettino,
The Chelsea fans are just trying not to laugh.
which is to build a foundation. And I feel like building a foundation and building on it is the way you see, again, loose success at Tottenham. Because I'm not going to lie to you, I was proud of my club under that time under Poch, and I understand that he got lucky as well. He didn't do it all alone. He had a very good recruitment.
You were a respectable
the
team
young
then
team all
under
gelled
Poch.
together. They all listened to him. It all went well. But what I'm saying is, we are not the club to go get an 18-month contract for Conte, not back him, and then obviously, see ourselves with a bunch of players we don't want, and also not win anything because he's going to leave before he's able to do that. It just doesn't make sense. The whole thing doesn't make sense. I just think at Tottenham, we need to go back to the project. And I know everyone's going to shout at me, we keep doing projects. And I'm not saying he's not exposing. Yes, Enoch are crap and he is exposing them. 110%. He's exposing them. What can I say? 100%. But are they going anywhere? They're not going anywhere. So how am I going to see some kind of good football and goodness at my club if we're just going to sit here and just be like, but Conte's not the problem. He's not the problem. But how am I going to see something that I enjoy at Tottenham? It's by starting again.
Massive power struggle as well. There's going to be massive power struggles.
What do you think, though, Timo? Did he need to go back to the project? Can Spurs be successful?
He's going to get fired. What do you mean? There's no power struggle. He's
getting
sacked. So. There's no power struggle here. He's getting sacked. Which is
I think he's
whether it's now or in the summer, he's either going to run away or get sacked.
If Levy sacks him, it's because he's scared he's going to walk. If Levy sacks him tomorrow, it's because he's scared he's going to walk.
He can't stay. There's no way after that interview, you can't stay after that. You can't.
Why don't we get sacked tomorrow?
This is what
to be fair, I thought Lukaku couldn't play a game again, and he did. So,
hey, fun fact: that's Conte's second Premier League loss to Burnley. Imagine having multiple Premier League losses to Burnley.
Did you know the last time we lost to Burnley was in 2019 on this day?
We lost 3-2.
On the 23rd of February 2019.
Cams, we were down 3-0 on opening day at home as defending champions, and we were down 3-0.
Yeah, Cams, we played 9 men, Cams. Remember that
was
day?
Was it Bournemouth you lost 4-0 to?
It was home. The first game of the season.
No, we lost 3-0 at home to Bournemouth and 4-1 away to Watford in the same week.
Yeah, I'm going to say. I remember that.
Only managing you lot. Mazo. That's crazy.
I can't. If he walks, bro, Alright, give it to Ryan Mason to the end of the season. My brother.
There's no way he can stay. And you mentioned that, Eleanor, about Lukaku. Even though he's still there, like he's gone. Like that relationship, and they just can't get rid of him. If Chelsea could get rid of Lukaku right now for the correct fee, he's gone. 110%.
How much you reckon?
Yeah.
The wrap. Conte can actually go. That's the difference.
That's the earlier, like, it looks stupid after those comments that you on the sideline against Leeds on the weekend. It just looks stupid on him.
Just this is not sound stupid, but who else better than Conte? You got to change the mentality of the players.
Not about mentality, man. They need to change their mentality as well.
Guys, it's not mentality; it is ability. The players want to win; they're just not good. Like, I don't know how else to say this. It's not a mentality thing.
But do you not think? Does no one on this panel think that these managers, these two serial winner managers, mentality needs to change as well? You can't throw your toys at the dinosaurs again.
Helena, I'm absolutely like I believe he could handle this better. Like, let's put it this way, right?
Because everyone talks about players' mentality and not theirs.
Conte's in charge of Chelsea this season, right? All our midfielders get injured, right? All of our strikers have COVID. Premier League forces us to play a bunch of games in December, right? We give two teams COVID and force them to basically take 2-week winter breaks because the league doesn't let us postpone fixtures, right? We know we went on that bad run. Everyone's talking about Tuchel getting sacked. Lukaku, like, our star striker basically says, I want to go back to Inter Milan where I feel loved and appreciated, right? Says I only came for the money, right? All that bullshit happens, right?
He doesn't speak for it either.
Yeah, like, let's just say, like, imagine all of that bad stuff happened with Conte in charge. Our season falls off a cliff. It absolutely does. Now we've got 2 trophies. We're in a final on Sunday. We're basically in the Champions League quarterfinals, right? Everything is not. There's no reason to jump off a cliff. It's fine. It's like,
but he wouldn't be like that under Conte.
We wouldn't. We wouldn't be this far in Europe. We got knocked out already because he's fucking terrible in Europe. But no, like
not possible to 3-0.
Not to cut you off, Peter. Hey, Timo, say that comment you put in the private chat. Say it loud. Say that loud.
Mountains are there to be climbed, people.
No. The full thing. All right. Okay. At least avail this guy. Hey, all right, go on, Peter. Sorry,
How dare you, man?
I said I wouldn't wish Oli. I wouldn't wish Oli on my worst. Actually, I would wish Oli on Arsenal. So yeah, Liverpool.
I'd wish Oli on my worst.
Would I have Oli at Spurs? No.
Why would you? Eleanor watched me suffer for like a year. You know what I'm saying? Why would you want to go through that?
I was here every day.
Every day, just watching me suffer.
Literally, these lot smiling when they conceded goals.
Hey, before we jump on this topic, anyway, Eleanor, let's say he walks tomorrow.
No, I'll never let him live that down.
Let's say he does walk tomorrow.
I was like, you were busting jokes and you were losing.
I hate you for that. Sorry to cut you off, Jess. So there was a game. I can't remember who was the game.
I wanted to ask Eleanor a question, Eleanor.
Oh yeah. Go on, Jess. Go on, Jess. Go on. We'll get back to that.
Let's say Conte goes tomorrow or like Friday, whatever. Who do you want to come in there? Like just for to the end of the season? Just
Ryan Mason or
Ryan Mason then or
give it to VS
Give it to Ledley, man.
Are we giving it to Ledley King? Let's go. Give it to Ledley.
Yeah, let's
give it to Ledley to the end of the season. Let's go. Hey, Timo. Hey, what I mean? Sorry, go on.
I say Michael Carrick, bro.
I don't want Carrick. I don't want anyone from this Oli.
One sec, Eleanor. I want to get to this.
Fake stat. This is a fake statistic. Romelu Lukaku's made 2 knockout round appearances in the UEFA Champions League, both under Jose Mourinho, both against Sevilla.
Oh, he scored against PSG as well, if you remember.
Oh, he scored against PSG as well. So, like, now we're just lying in the chat. Like, I know you guys want to praise Lukaku because you're United fans and you're sensitive, right? Like, you want to big up Anthony Alenga, like, after he fucking basically got you guys knocked out of the FA Cup. Like, I get it. Like, great 1-1 victory in Spain. Like, that's cool. You guys want to sign to Lukaku, that's a cool thing to do. But my football club won yesterday, and yours didn't. So, like, let's start there, okay? So when we're going to cover this, let's make sure we cover this properly. Let's not put fake Lukaku stats in the chat. He's got 2 goals and 4 UEFA Champions League knockout round appearances, I believe. It's either 2-4 or 2-6. That's not, like, 1 is not more than 2. That's not how that works. So let's
2 of those goals came in their famous PSG comeback as well.
Yeah, like, he scored 2 in that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got 3. Lukaku's Champions League knockout round record is actually decent then. So, like, I know you guys want to slander Lukaku. I know it's trendy. But, like, let's not lie, okay? Alenga has 1. Good for him. Oh, black tax. It is what it is.
Yeah, that was awful. That was awful.
Guy fell off a cliff, you know.
Fell off goal. Question from Mohammed, and again, you lot continue to get your questions in. Members' comments do take priority, so don't think I'm just going to the same names. But he says, who's got the strongest agenda on Sarcasm City against the player, manager,
That's
or
a
club?
no-brainer.
Oh,
That's a no-brainer.
it's definitely
I
Ryan
think it's
with De
between me
Bruyne
and
and
Peter.
Diaz.
That's Ryan.
Nah, it's Ryan. It's
You use
Ryan
Ryan?
I mean,
against De Bruyne.
Jose.
Ryan on
De Bruyne and
KDB.
Diaz. Nah, because the thing is, yours is set in like there's something to it. Like his against
logic.
Diaz and De Bruyne, there's no
Right, for no
link.
reason.
There's
Are we
no
talking
reason.
just like nonsensical? Are we talking?
Yeah, because he said there's gender in it. Because I don't think you have an agenda against Conte. You just don't like him for
I
reasons.
actually hate the guy. I'll be real.
Yeah, but I understand. But the thing is, you can say you hate him, but then you'll say why. Eleanor say she dislikes Jose. You'll say why. Yeah, like he has no legs. He's legless. You know what I'm saying? And he has no like. I don't understand.
To suffer against Huddersfield. I hate that guy. I'll hate him forever. I don't care.
Like I don't under.
Like,
I
he
don't.
won your
Yeah.
title. Shut up, losers. Shut up. He did.
And
I said close is the hair agenda.
say that again. What did he say?
Jess, I don't care. Hold that.
Wait, someone's literally, this Jonathan guy's literally asked why I hate Jose. What I'm gonna do to you is tell you to go watch any Q&A from last season and that I was on, and you will hear a whole hour rant. We're not doing that right now.
Facts.
So
Facts.
just do that.
I'm big on the beat connoisseur. And see, this is why I don't even know if he's an Arsenal fan, but I'm just gonna say he's an Arsenal fan just.
Oh,
for
this
content.
guy just copy pasted a tweet he saw on Twitter. I seen the tweet. This is not an original thought.
So he's not even original thought, but whoever this is originally, anyone who's copying and pasting
it's
this.
just from Arsenal Mo because I follow Mo on Twitter.
Oh, is it from Mo? Okay.
For not crying like.
All right. So shout out Mo. It's actually crazy. Look at how much sympathy Conte is getting. I tell you, with no experience, took over an Arsenal team in a mess. With many players not good enough, but nobody made excuses for him. Yeah, nobody made excuses for him because the difference is when you have trophies and you have credit in the bank, which Conte does, people are going to look at it slightly different. Arteta has no credit in the bank. He has no money in the bank. There's no expectations.
Yeah,
there's nothing.
Arteta has no leg to stand on. As to
if Arteta came out and did what Conte did.
Yeah.
We'd all look at him like he was absolutely fucking nuts. Like, are you on drugs? Like, that's how we would look at
Who do you think you are? Are you better than Arsenal right now? That's what people will say. Do you think you're better than Arsenal right now? Because where are you gonna go? Whereas Conte, he'll get another job.
Well,
like I could go anywhere.
People in this very chat have said Conte is too good for Spurs. No one thinks that about Arteta and Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's different. Like, it's a different perspective because you view like people were surprised when Conte went to Tottenham. I'm not. He's a mercenary. He'll follow the money, right? I know this, but people were surprised. Like, why would he go there? It's like, oh, he'd sell his mom's soul for enough money. Like, make no mistake about it. But it is what it is.
Jesus Christ! All right, you lot continue to get your question.
I've actually got a question.
I speak the guy. Like, you guys don't understand.
I love the straight face when you say things.
I hate the guy so much. You guys, it's not healthy. I know it's unhealthy. I don't care.
It's fine. I'm not saying.
Go on, Cams.
I was watching the Agenda FC and I saw like a little snippet where Surf was talking about Neymar. I actually want to know his thoughts on like Neymar.
Let's go there, then. We will get to United Atletico Madrid as well. Don't worry.
I want to wait for the Spurs talk to stop.
Really have to?
Yeah. I do because I want to talk. I want to talk about it. That's why. So yeah, we don't get to it. And the chat's been asking, but go on, go to Neymar.
So the thing is, it's not necessarily Neymar himself. It's the reputation that Neymar fanboys prop him up with. Like he should, like after Ronaldo and Messi, Neymar's the best player in the world. Yeah. Last 5 years, he's not proven he's the best player in the world. He's sort of coasted by. Really, we were supposed to be in the Neymar era. He was supposed to go to PSG and win Ballon d'Ors. He was supposed to be the main man. He's supposed to lead them to Champions League glory. He gets constantly injured. He's won titles in France. Who cares? I mean, it's just that. I said to Flawless, why am I still hearing the word potential with Neymar when he's 30 years old?
Sir, I have a question for you.
And why am I still Peter? Why am I still hearing the word heir? Why am I still hearing the term the heir to Ronaldinho when you're 30 years old? You should have already taken the throne. You should already. I don't need to talk about potential with a 30-year-old. He's a great player. He's going to go down as one of the great players, but he should be so much. We should be talking about him as the best Brazilian player of all time, and he's just not lived up to it, man. That's all. And Neymar fanboys get really offended when you take. I'm not saying you are, but the extreme. I was on the space yesterday. I entered the space. They started talking about Neymar. 5 hours later, they were still talking about Neymar.
Oh yeah, stand culture's weird like that. Stand culture's weird.
Yeah, but listen,
I have a question for you,
Barcelona Neymar, I take over PSG Neymar every single day of the week. Barcelona Neymar was awesome.
Do you think he would be remembered better if he just stayed at Barca? Because I do.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I respect him for joining PSG. Though,
I don't.
It's the success thing. If he goes to PSG and is wildly successful, that's where the problem lies. If he goes to PSG, wins 2 free Champions Leagues, best player in the world, like by far, we're having a whole different conversation. But the fact that he went there and his career hasn't gone up, like Barcelona, I think everybody agrees, Barcelona Neymar is much better than PSG Neymar.
I don't know. He was his
the
first season at PSG. He was one of the best players in the world. Like,
but again, what did it do?
But my point is, what you said that one season where he was a part of like Barcelona, like MSN is renowned. Like MSN is renowned for being like one of the greatest trios. So if you don't go there and replicate that type of thing at PSG, like
it's arguable in that season, MSN, he was the best of that trio.
Yeah,
in that season,
crazy.
In that season, that's crazy, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's the name that I want, where he outshines Messi and Suarez. Yeah, he's never done that since, and now he's happy. Neymar's coming to PSG and everything. Sorry, Messi's coming to PSG and everything like that. No, you should be offended he's coming to PSG. You're trying to get out of his shadow.
And that was prime Suarez, in it, not the bum who was on the bench today, people. Go on, carry on.
I don't respect him to go to Paris at all. I respect him if he'd gone to Bayern Munich. Or,
you know what? It's not more that it's Paris, it's that he's gone to a team and he's trying to like have his own team. Because if you watch his documentary, he said after that famous 6-1 win against PSG, he was the star in that game. He was the star, and all the papers were talking about Messi's comeback. This is Messi's comeback. Messi did this. Messi's team. And he said he didn't like that, and like he wasn't getting the recognition he felt he deserved.
But here's the thing with that: like, if you continue to be successful, you will get that. If you continue to stack trophies, you will get that. Eventually, Messi is going to get older and retire or leave Barcelona at any point, or pass the mantle to you. Similar to when Messi joined Barcelona, Ronaldinho was the guy. Like, let's not forget that. Ronaldinho the guy, and then you pass it. But I think Neymar, if you're gonna jump, you just don't jump to PSG.
But if Neymar stays at Barcelona, I believe the last 2 or 3 years, he'd have been Messi. Even Messi being there, he'd been the main man. I believe he'd been the main man.
Like, who could afford Neymar? Who could afford Neymar at that time?
No. Yeah. But I'm just saying,
very few teams.
There.
Yeah, I know, but like when people say, "Oh, you shouldn't have PSG," it's like Bayern don't really spend money like that, innit?
You stay.
You didn't have to go. You didn't have to.
You know what the situation I feel with him as well, because I was watching the docu as well, and I'm not a super Neymar stan. Like, I can look at this with a sensible mind in this whole situation, and I personally felt like, even though he felt like it wasn't his team, now how many years has it been now since he's been at PSG? I can't remember anymore.
17.
Yeah, so like 4 years now, Messi comes to PSG, and he's the big boy there. So really and truly,
I think that's Mbappe's team now.
That's the worst thing. That's the thing.
Mbappe was signed as like a guy to facilitate Neymar.
Kind of my point with that one was more like, people talk about Messi more than you. They talk about Mbappe already more than you, buddy. Now Messi comes, who you felt like he was outshining you at Barcelona. He comes there, he's outshining you. You like the kind of like the third guy now, like that you're looking at, and you had supposed to be that guy for them, and it hasn't worked out. I personally felt like he should have stayed at Barcelona at the time as well, and kind of like, because if he stays at Barcelona probably win another 2 Champions League, maybe.
Dude,
maybe.
It's arguable.
At least one for sure, but 2.
It's arguable in my mind. The past 5 years, output and everything, no matter whether you think who's the better player, I personally think Neymar's the better player, but Mo Salah has had a better last 5 years than Neymar has. overall.
I agree. I agree.
His records, his goal scoring records, and in this time he's improved as well. Don't tell me he's not got techers, because he has got techers, Mo Salah. I refuse to believe that. He's got better while still maintaining his fantastic goal scoring record.
Are we still playing?
You could say the last 5 years he's had a better last 5 years than Ronaldo.
Yes, I believe that as well. I think Neymar's just stalled. He's just
talking about Neymar.
Yeah, he tried. He tried the first.
But no, my issue is when people trying to make Ultra think that he's not a good footballer anymore. Because I was listening to the space as well. Some people are generally saying stuff like he's not a good footballer. If you rate Neymar in 2022 as like a good footballer that can still do things, just don't talk about football anymore. I still think he's still a good footballer, but it's fine to say that. I think some people go overboard with certain comments. Like when I do agree that he's definitely not better than Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho just has done more in his career than him.
Again, that's people. Sorry to cut you off, Jez. That's why I ask people their ages and I don't argue with people on Twitter, because people are talking about things they didn't see.
I can never speak about Ronaldo.
Yeah, like if you're 20 years old, don't tell me about who's better out of Neymar and Ronaldinho, because you never seen Ronaldinho. Like this is not what we're doing.
I'm reading the comments. Did someone say they take Neymar over Mo Salah?
No.
The last 5 years, Salah has been better, and now the comments are
he's been more productive. He's been more productive.
More consistent as well.
I think he's consistent.
I love Neymar as a footballer.
And also, it's been available more as well.
He just doesn't play enough now. That's what's like. Each season, his appearances just going further and further down.
Yeah, because I'm taking Salah over Neymar in the last 5 years.
It's just.
I do think people do go overboard, but
over the last 5 years.
I do agree that people go overboard with like the Neymar talk, but I do also think some people like they trying to go extra, trying to say hasn't been a good player doing this time. He was good, but he just hasn't achieved what people thought he could. Like it's fair to say that.
Look, PSG ruined somebody else's career. Interesting.
Oh, gee,
I do think his first
season was career could have been
on Poch Defense League, because Peter likes Poch, so.
Yeah, but it's facts.
He's going to be our manager in the future. I'm cool.
How is Neymar allowing Virgil van Dijk and Jorginho?
Not having
hold that, by the way. Hold that.
I'm not holding nothing.
I'm about to look at manager, Peter. Like I'm in the trenches.
The Ballon d'Ors are fast.
Watford lost as well.
I know.
No. Jorginho's top three. The Ballon d'Or is entirely legit. Let's go.
When I seen Ronaldo finish above Salah, I was like,
yeah.
Ronaldo prop Dainsy about to pop up and say something in regards to that. Hey, Timo, what's your thoughts on that? You there, Timo? Because Pierre just said something interesting. Is he not there? All right, cool, no stress. Make sure that when he comes back, I got a question for you, because obviously
you guys.
I hope you cry. I hope you cry.
Why do you guys think I don't slander Pochettino on the timeline? I know he's going to be our manager. I'm not getting caught out when we hire him.
I'm not getting caught out.
You guys will be on old takes exposed. I won't.
That's an old takes exposed.
Oh, that video of Timo singing the
I'll be doing it. Don't worry. I'm gonna pull them all up.
I'm cool with it.
Because there's certain someone on the street think Poch is a fraud, ain't that right, Timo?
Guys, there's multiple managers who won their first trophies at Chelsea. I'm cool with it. Like
he will win trophies at Chelsea, 100%.
Yeah, we win trophies at pretty much anyone that doesn't get fired within 4 months. It's not hard. You have to not get fired. It's not hard.
He
really doesn't speak broke. He really doesn't speak broke.
Hey, Vince, you're killing me.
At Chelsea, you pretty much just avoid getting fired, and you'll be in a cup final at some point. Like,
just fuck off, man. I can't be on.
It's true. We have a final on Sunday, and no one even cares. No one cares.
I care.
I feel like Ryan's the only person I've seen that actually cares.
Ryan said he's gonna cry if they don't win.
Man on his knees for the Okie Kokie Cup, you know. It's like, what's wrong with you, man? You know what I'm saying?
I literally, if I didn't stream or like talk football so much, this final would be of no consequence. But like, I can't lose to Liverpool fans. Like, I don't even care about the trophy itself. I just need bragging rights.
You care about the PlayStation 4.
Like of course you want to win it, but it's like nobody's at the start of the season is like, yo, we need to win the Carabao Cup, and that's a successful season.
Kepa staged a mutiny during the Carabao Cup final. Like it's clearly not that deep to us. Like it's fine.
Yeah, he did. Man said, "Nah, I'm staying on." You know what I'm saying? Big up Stain in the cut as well. Yo, Stain, if you want to hop on, fam. If you want to, I don't want to talk Liverpool Leeds. So if you want to hop on, feel free, my brother.
That's the most memorable Carabao Cup final of the last 10 years, and it's because Kepa tried to like run a mutiny at Wembley in front of the whole
because it's just been City running rampant on people. That's why most of them.
We
What
need
did they
to
beat Aston Villa?
Actually,
What did
that's
they beat
in the
Aston
UCL
Villa? I can't
final.
remember.
Go on, Cams.
They smashed Aston Villa. I forgot what it was.
Yeah,
Nah,
no,
imagine he did that in the UCL final. Like, bro, Sarri would have probably
They
gone
smashed
undefeated.
Arsenal. Like,
Oh,
Oh,
my days.
I'm convinced. Next UCL final we make, we're winning. It's just how this club works.
But hey,
Alright,
by the
hopefully
way,
don't make one this year.
if I make the stadium the final for the UCL,
I
I
don't need
swear
that.
down, just liquidate the club, please. Like,
Oh, if we win
I have
we win the Champions League final in Tottenham's ground,
I had enough.
I would, yo, Elena, I would send you pictures of that trophy. I would send you pictures of that trophy list every day. You'd have to block.
No, I would
Just wake up
you. I'd be
just wake
blocking
up
you.
every morning.
I'm
You
changing
disappeared. I'm done.
Well, I'm going on
I'm
loan
done. It's
somewhere.
over. I'm over.
Obligations and all that.
I would be so toxic. I'll make burner accounts and request to follow you, and then I'll just send you pictures. You just know it's me. You'll know it's me.
Peter,
I'll just know you because you'll pop up with a picture.
Yep.
Peter, if that happens, you have to find a way over it, man. Whether it's by boat, swimming, I don't know, man. Just
Oh,
find a way
I'm
over it.
flying over. I'm flying over. If
Yeah,
we
make
win
sure
the Champions League at Spurs,
We are
I'm-
violating that stadium. We are violating that
This is
stadium.
not literally impossible. I don't think I could continue.
Yeah,
This
violating
is
that
why
stadium.
when people
Don't worry
say,
about it. Eleanor, you won't see these lot again on this channel because if Chelsea win back-to-back Champions Leagues, that's it for the channel. Like, this is just shit's being blown up in it. Like, we flooding
Just
this
get
shit.
liquidated.
We flooding this shit. These lot win
for the
two
internet,
Champions
bro.
League. These are.
Hey.
I don't need that. I don't know what I did in a past life to deserve that type of shit. So I'm flooding the channel. in it.
you've got too many. You
As long
literally
as-
associate with mainly Chelsea fans.
So many in that. Every time I
If you
turn
had to
around,
spend
I'm with
another
Chelsea.
birthday, if you had to spend
Just
another
that.
birthday with Chelsea as world champs, it would just be too much.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I'm looking at if they win, like it's a wrap, people. I'm letting you know the show's over and that. Like show's
Lights
over.
are off.
Wave
We
the
turn
white
the
flag in
lights
it.
off in this
Yeah,
bitch.
turn the lights off in this bitch. We leave him with everything, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? We had a good run. Is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We bringing it to an end.
Don't worry, man.
That's
We
pretty
can, run
much-
to an
sarcasm,
end.
we can run Sarcasm City on our shamelessness.
Yeah. You lot
Oh,
leave
100%.
it. Yeah.
That's now. Keep it going. We'll just
That's
make
not, yeah,
every
that's
show
now
Chelsea
Chelsea
show.
TV. You could have it Chelsea TV. That's what it is. We're calling
Right.
whatever you want and that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not involved. I'm not involved
right.
in that.
Poch out 2024 is
I
ridiculous.
said,
by the way.
how you say man ain't even landed yet, you know?
Man ain't even, he ain't even
Oh, just
thinking
wait
about taking
until we get
flight. Like he
Pochettino
hasn't
back.
even
Just
planned the
fucking
route.
wait.
And this
I-
one's already
I want it-
Poch
I
out.
want it. Let me say something. I want it recorded. I started.
Someone said Pochettino here. Did I-
Oh,
did
yes,
I-
yes, yes.
What
Nah,
are you doing?
What's your
Nah,
feedback?
that's
on
what
Pochettino?
you Nice
Can I
to
just
join us,
before,
team.
can I just want to say one thing to you before.
Poch
Do you
out 2
really
years
want to get into
before
an
he
argument
comes.
with me?
Hey, don't fold. Don't fold.
Guy folded
Don't
quick, you
fold,
know.
Chief. Don't fold.
Folded like clothes that just came out of the washing machine. You know what I'm saying?
Folded
Folded
like-
like
Spurs, fucking hell.
this guy
I'm sure
folded.
you don't want me to like you, so
This guy folded
Speak up, man.
kind of
Hey, look at
didn't
this
he?
man stuttering. This man
Yeah,
stuttering like
serious,
United was back in
Man
the first
folded
half.
like a
today.
cheap
Hey, put
suit,
some
man.
bass in your voice. You struggling like, you get me? Jorginho on the halfway line, bringing the ball down at the
What?
bridge.
Hey, you mean
What's the
Ballon
question
d'Or winner
again?
and world champion Jorginho?
Oh, did he win the
And
Ballon
Euros
d'Or?
winner Jorginho? Is that
Did
what
he
you
win the
mean?
wait, Did he win the Ballon d'Or?
Hey, which Ballon
Oh,
d'Or?
Ballon d'Or third place. But we
Oh
can't- we
yeah,
can't-
yeah,
we
yeah,
can't-
yeah,
Hey,
yeah, yeah.
hey,
You get that
second
right.
news
Wait,
is
what's-
that.
Get your stack, get your
What's
fact
that?
stacks right, 100%. Speaking of that, this is about crazy. Man, like Saints in the building.
Oh,
Bro,
boy, what's
what you
that
telling me?
saying?
Say good?
No, go on. I'm good, bro. I'm good. What are you telling me?
Yeah, man. Just here, just usual chaos in it. You know what I'm saying? You already know.
I was just thinking flawless, man.
Go on.
Beating Madrid away for everyone. You know, like that, innit?
Hey,
Oh,
light work.
yeah,
Light
yeah,
work
it's
for
just
some,
great,
not for
innit?
others.
Yeah, yeah, sure. One league title in 32 years. Yeah,
Hey,
innit?
clean
It's
sheet.
Why you going to
it's
leave
cool,
that?
innit?
Light work.
Why you going to leave that?
Yo, because that's where I'm strong from. That's where I'm strong in it. That's why I'm gonna go to where I'm strong. You know what I'm saying? And that we playing on grass, not clay. You know what I'm saying? And that we play on grass, not clay. You know what I'm saying? You crazy?
Man's Federer out here. Would you?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, you wanted a Dallon clay in it, so you could have that in it. I ain't involved. You know what I'm saying? And that. Let's take this to grass.
What's
You know what
going
I'm
on,
saying?
gang? What's going on, gang? You good?
Yeah, man. Good to have you as always, fam. You already know.
Yeah, come
Where
on.
was we at?
come
Yeah,
on.
Timo. Don't think you got off the hook just because Saint joined and that. Don't think you
What's the
slipped.
question? I
No,
I
Yeah,
no,
didn't-
innit?
alright.
Let's go.
So I give you the question.
Are you
So
ready?
Peter's alluded to this before about Poch potentially being Chelsea's next manager or manager in the future. So what are your thoughts on the potential of Poch being your manager in the next 2 or 3 years?
Absolutely not. I said it. I said it like a couple of weeks ago. I'll take my Super Frankie Lampard back, man. Let's go.
Hey,
Wait.
I know
He might
Pierre
have
trying to
Everton
see
their
that.
first ever relegation. Are you sure you want him at our
Surfer, why you give me that hand signal, bro? Surfer.
Okay, Timo, why don't you want Poch at Chelsea?
No, there's no. I'm just like, you know, because I don't think he's a serial winning manager. That's all. That's all my thought about Poch.
But you think Super Frank Lampard is?
Did you know that he
This
left you
Columbus
in?
Super.
You know he's literally in 16th place.
Yeah, I'm still on the Super Frank. Super Frank. Super.
This guy doesn't care. This guy doesn't care about winning.
Bruv,
just wants
I
to
know
buy.
we care about winning, bruv. I said 5 to 10 years now, we're gonna get Super Frankie Lampard back. You know.
Wait, after you spend like 4 years
bring
on
back
the
a
job
manager
after
with
getting
relegation on
relegated,
TV, we're not a serious football club. No. Because that's what they're going to have in 3 months when they get relegated for the first time in that football club's history. They're going to get relegated under this manager because he has no experience.
Right. But you still not told me why you don't want Poch, fam. Like, I still want reasons in it. What's the reasons
I
you
want
don't want
reasons.
Legitimate reason. Like I said it in the reason. Like he's not a serial winning manager. That's it. That's all my reason.
Wait. So what's Lampard won? Please elaborate. I lost.
He told Klopp to sit down, so apparently now he's a winner.
Yeah, is that what it is? Because he
got the experience. Yeah, that's why he left Chelsea to get some of his experienced manager experience.
No, he left Chelsea.
That's it. I hear that. My point is, no. My point is, you just said you want a serial. You don't want Poch because he's a serial winner. Because he's not.
Okay, like I said, both of them haven't won anything yet. But
no. Poch has won stuff. No, that he's won the Coupe de France. Don't do that, fam. But carry on. Go on.
Couldn't retain it.
Don't do that. Hey, neither could Tuchel in it. Tuchel can retain it either. So we move in. And Poch will win. Yeah, Poch will win one this year. So it's calm. You know what I'm saying? But we move.
Mauricio Pochettino, huh?
Yeah, Pochettino don't get one this year.
He's got a silver medal. Hold that.
Hey, silver medal high.
I can guarantee 5 to 10 years time.
I need to ask this question.
Lampard will be a better manager than Poch.
Yeah, answer the question. Go on, Jess.
I need to ask this question because I don't get it with the series.
Exactly, Basie. The front side. Exactly. I'm with Basie on this.
Yeah, of course you would Bainsy with this. That makes a lot of sense. Go on, YG, Jess.
I'm cool over here. That
what is your definition of a serial winner? Because I think Jose in his prime, that is the definition of a serial winner, for example.
Jose is a serial definition winner. I don't think Tuchel was a serial definition winner.
No, before you came to Chelsea, he was
winner. No. This is not what we're going to do, though. Because before Tuchel went to Chelsea and won the Champions League, no one was talking about Tuchel in these conversations. Nobody was talking about Tuchel.
Wait. Now you're saying Tuchel is not a manager.
No, I'm not saying that it's no. I rate Tuchel highly. You know this. We speak on this. What I'm saying is, just because you are a good manager, I rate you highly, does not necessarily mean you go under the serial winner bracket. Before Tuchel won the Champions League, what had he won? The Coupe de France that you don't rate, and the Ligue 1 that you don't rate.
That's not saying Klopp's a serial winner. He's not a serial winner.
Yeah, Klopp's not a serial winner, but he's a very, very good manager. You don't have to be. I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. That's all I'm saying.
SAF is a serial manager as well, by the way.
Yeah, he'd a goat. He'd a goat.
I would like to say something. I think at Chelsea, if Poch was to come to Chelsea, I don't think he'd fail. You know, I genuinely think he could coach some players. Like he would get money. He would get money that he hasn't had at PSG.
They see some attacking football as well. We're going Gary.
To see some attacking football. You'd enjoy watching your team play, but you don't really tend to see attacking football under the way you lot on your past few managers.
To avoid failing at Chelsea, you pretty much have to be not Villas-Boas or Lampard. You have to be better than that.
So basically, don't Villas-Boas.
Yes, like it's not.
We had him as well.
Yes.
That's the thing.
That was literally Villas-Boas was square the ball in the middle of the field with no intent of attack. Just keep possession and don't go forward. That's literally what ABB ball is.
And almost got us knocked out of the Champions League.
I forgot that you lot have had two of the same managers more than a few times.
Well, apparently we take their leftovers all the time. It's
them and Arsenal. Them Chelsea leftover stuff.
We are the broke Chelsea. We're Chelsea before they got Roman, but with a history.
Chelsea, you know.
Nah, you're not. You're not
even got the hand-me-downs.
You're not even that good. You're not even that good. We want stuff.
You lot,
We
do
won
you
it.
remember how? No. Right, let's not even get into this. Do you remember how bad you were before Roman came in?
The fact that you know what I love about
Let's
you.
not start.
You know what? Wait. That's what I love about that comment. Eleanor just said, "Nah, let's not even get into this." Then got straight into it. But go on, Peter. Carry on.
I'm still dying over where the broke.
We were still winning trophies.
I would like to correct this. We weren't bad. We just had no money.
Yeah, we weren't bad.
Yeah, well, we have no money.
But we were better
But
than
you
you
weren't
are
winning
right now.
anything.
You were nowhere as a club.
What do you mean?
But Eleanor, you have money. You spent 60-something mil on Ndombele, so you have money. You just don't spend it.
We have money. We don't have owners that are willing to spend it. That's
You don't have cereal.
That's what it is exactly. But you got
Yeah,
money.
but-
There's money tucked in them coffles there, boy. Trust me.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, before they had Roman, let's not talk like there was some
money
big giants
heist
because they
to get the
weren't.
money out.
Hey, we were in the Champions League in 2000.
We were in the Champions League. We were winning cups. We were finishing third in the league.
And so we were doing the exact same before Enoch came
Minus
in.
the winning.
Exact same thing. Yes, we was. Yes, we was.
I lie. I'm still going for this conversation.
Winning
still.
cups, Eleanor. Winning cups.
We were winning cups. We were winning
You won
consistent
one
cups
cup.
before Enoch came
You
in
won
20
one
years
cup.
ago. Yes, we was.
I was just about to say, Eleanor, how old were you
One
when you
cup.
were winning cups? Come on, man. You
I
ain't
didn't-
seen yourself.
Wait, do I
What
have
if
to?
this is up?
No, wait.
Actually,
Just because I know the history of my club, that means I
Oh
have to be allowed
no,
to talk about
don't
it.
tell
Yeah,
me
but we're
what
talking
time,
relevancy.
yeah.
We're talking
I don't
relevancy.
think
We're
you
talking.
do.
we're
No,
talking
that's not what we're
relevancy.
talking about.
Oh, saying don't tell me he's trying to
I said-
instigate, man. What the heck?
No, you're wrong.
I'm just trying to stir the pot. I'm trying to stir the pot. I'm just.
Oh, no, say-
Yeah, don't fall for Eleanor. Don't fall for Eleanor. Don't
What
fall
is
for
this?
Eleanor.
What is this?
Don't fall for the trap.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
These are white.
You know what?
Don't fall for
Say.
the trap.
To come and talk about Liverpool 6 leads. No, let's not fall.
Oh
Say,
yeah, so let's
say,
get into
Yeah,
that. Yes, Kane, this is why I
okay.
say
You know
this
what? I'll
here.
turn the camera on
That's
for
what-
that. Actually, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me
You
come
do
back.
that. Nah, keep it off, man. You know what I'm saying?
Idiot.
Say, he's trying to instigate, bro.
See, we were clear of Chelsea pre-Enoch and Roman era. We were.
Hey,
No,
what-
you weren't.
what are you-
You were
Which
not.
we were
You
before
were, no.
Enoch. Yes,
Let's
we
just
were.
move on. Let's
Aye. Park that conversation
That's
because
just a
Singh wants to
lie.
get.
Guys,
wants
20
to
years
get-
ago,
wants to-
Tottenham might have been better than us.
You don't
He
know.
wants
Let's
to
talk about City,
Yeah.
baby.
He wants to talk about being Leeds United and Bielsa
Champions
and the
Alright,
team.
go on,
He wants to talk about
go
being the
for
team
it.
17th in the league.
Now,
Go
Go
on.
for it. Apparently,
Talk about
it.
we have to
It'll
be
be
happy
It'll
now.
be a quick one. Eleanor, it'll be a quick one. It'll be a quick one. Trust me. Have we done? Have we finished the whole Burnley
I'm
thing?
never
'Cause-
quick. You don't have to.
Yeah, they
I'm never
finished it.
quick. These
Yeah,
guys
Yeah,
should get
we finished
annoyed.
the Burnley. We finished the Burnley
Oh
thing.
damn!
Go
I'll
on.
come in.
Hey, tell us
Yeah,
about Salah's stud pad.
I'm gonna be
Talk about
honest.
being
Yeah,
a-
I'm gonna be honest. I'm be honest because you know me, man. I'm a real guy, man. Come on.
That's true.
Very higgy penalties. Very higgy penalties. I'm not gonna lie. The second one more so, but the first one, like the guy's got his back to. Like I don't know. Like I get it because it didn't even clip it. It stops the trajectory of the ball, but I don't know about that one. I take it. Well, you know them way there. Yeah, man. Salah doing Salah things. Do you know what I mean? Both my Africans scored. Both my CB scored. Like, hey, Matip is. I'm telling you, bro. Like,
Jesus, this guy really came to lay on the Liverpool prop thick, innit?
I thought Diaz was on
It is what it is. And I'm not even talking. I'm not even laying it on. Man's just talking straight facts at the moment. You know, when I start actually,
Both of
when
us
I
in the
unscrew
back
the lid,
scored. I'm like, oh
when I
my
start
God.
unscrewing the lid and start delving into the pot and start scraping it on the bread, yeah, I'll start laying it on fit. You know, right now, man, you're talking facts, bruv. 2 centre backs got
Can't
onto
stand you at
the
times, you know.
score sheet and that. You know you can't stand me. I love you too.
Talk
bro.
about
I love
Diaz.
you, bro.
Talk about Diaz.
Yeah,
Right,
same.
well,
I love
just
you
know
too,
that,
fam.
innit? Just
Talk
know
about
that,
Diaz,
innit?
man.
Like,
You're my guy.
like,
You
from
know,
one
go on, carry
content creator to another, bruv. I love you, bro. Like, you know,
on. Yeah,
everyone's
same. I
there,
love
like,
you too,
know what
fam.
I'm
You
saying?
already know.
But no, like it is what it is, man. Matip is I done told man that he's better than Varane. Like I done told man Matip over Varane. Matip, don't roll your eyes, bro. Roll your eyes, bro.
Is he even best 2 centre backs at Liverpool? I don't even know about that.
He's been the best centre back this season. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this
Like,
season, I'm just saying in
This
general,
season,
ability wise.
he's been ability wise. No, generally speaking, come on, we got.
Generally speaking, yeah,
we
he's
got
third.
back
He's a
like
bench player. In that.
VVB. But
Yeah,
this season,
yeah, man. So he's having a
he's
good
been
season.
the best.
Props to him, innit?
Yes,
I'm saying.
Yeah, he's giving the props, isn't it?
I give him his props, man. About time, innit? He's only been there 6-7 years, but he's had a 1 season, innit? He's doing his Luke Shaw thing.
Yeah,
I respect it.
not because of talent, just because it's the injuries have been
Yeah, he's been
mad.
staying
Like,
fit. Yeah, he's actually managed.
He just
might
ain't
hit
been staying
over.
fit. He's actually Yeah. Touch wood in that. But yeah, now Leeds were awful as always. Bruv, I don't understand what they're doing, bruv. They're just shocking. Like,
Leeds were
no plan B Bielsa, bruv. He's on a joke thing.
The amount of space they gave us, I was like,
bruv, the space is a joke, bruv. Like, after 4-0, like, bruv, pattern up, man. Like, what's going on?
Did you see Diaz toying with him? Diaz was just toying with him.
Bruv, he's doing up flick up. He's doing Colombian, like, futsal and that. Like, literally doing, like, all... Like, this is a joke thing, man. This guy, people still praising him and that and saying he's the football flipping genius. I don't see it in it. Like, them lot been found out. And if you're that good of a tactician, you should have a plan B. Do you know what I'm saying? I know you ain't got...
Surfer, you're mute.
I know they ain't got no Phillips. I know that's hurting them, but
no Phillips, no Bamford. Massive misses for them.
Massive. I think Phillips is a bigger. I think Phillips might be a bigger miss for them, to be fair. But bro, he's
Low-key, they're a championship team. Low-key, they're a championship team.
I think it's low-key. If you take those two and Rafinha out, they are.
Rodrigo's
Rafinha was twerking for us. We ain't gonna lie. Rafinha was showing his ass for us, but when they're not doing, I said, I see. Pause. But for Liverpool, he was, bro. For Liverpool, he was, bro. You know, there was there, and I'm hoping they, like, on a sly one, I hope they get relegated. Man can scoop him up for 25 mil, because apparently there's a clause in there that if he gets relegated, it's 25, isn't it? But if not, it's 70.
Yo, you gotta be over. I was like, I want to see Leeds just because I can't stand Leeds first and foremost. Secondly,
where are you playing? Where are you playing?
On the right hand side. On the right, fam. Who got for the right?
The same place that you lot was the same place that you lot were talking about Jadon Sancho for, like.
Yeah, but then Sancho, but you know what it is? Sancho's come in and he plays on both the left and the right. He can play left now. You got options.
Well, you've got Rashi on the left.
Finished. Who Rashi? You take Rashi. Don't look at me and say that name. This guy's a dick, you know. This guy's a dick, you know. Like, you got Rashi on the left. Don't look. Don't. I tried it, you know. I tried to do the
Hey, man, like the Bandicoot and that.
He needs to stop doing up the Cisco thing and really just concentrate on ball. Like, he needs to.
It's just the rap. He just got it. Like, that's plain and simple. And I've been saying this. The goals master last season, because the performances this season are not too different from the ones last season. The only difference is the goals have dropped. So people are looking at him. That's the legit all it is. He's just not it. Good squad can be an effective squad player. That's there's no issue starting,
bro. He is. He's got talent there, bro. Like, there is.
What has he got?
You can't say that, Flawless. I know. No, I hear that. But off the wing, like, he's a problem sometimes.
Again, sometimes.
Ryan Giggs then.
Sometimes, man. Like, so he's been awful for a long time. I can't remember this guy stringing a run of 3-4 games together where he's played well. Someone in the chat told me that there hasn't been. Ollie came in and took the job. Permanent.
He hasn't had a.
You know the amount of excuses
no.
as well.
I'm saying from when he came in, he was on. Guys, if you look at if you look at his numbers, he's played. He doesn't put in good performances. Yes, he gets. Well, he used to get GNA, but that doesn't mean trophies. That's great for him. Rashford's a fantastic. If you're talking individually, fantastic. Bruno's like that now. Individually, fantastic when you look at their numbers, but them man enemies of progress in terms of winning stuff. People are like, oh, Rashford, he's led you to what? What's he led us to? This is what I want to know. What's he led us to? And it's the same with
like a big celebrity account tweet on Twitter where every United fan should be thankful for Bruno Fernandes, and I just thought, thankful for what? Thankful for what?
It's ridiculous.
Like, you don't get a trophy for someone, your individual players. Like, people know that.
The way our fan base treat this guy is crazy, and I don't understand it, considering the great players we've had who have also delivered and led us to greatness. This guy can't even lead us to second-tier trophies. People get on Pogba's case. At least Pogba has been a part of teams that have won trophies. They're not the biggest trophies, but they're trophies. But then people will turn around and tell you, oh, Bruno's been miles better. No. Yeah, like, yo, Pogba took us to Europa League with a worse team, with a manager nobody rated. People forget we had Damian playing at fullback, Smalling, Herrera, Fellaini playing up front, and yet we won. But he can't do it with all these, Rashi and all these type of guys who are miles back. Like, come on, man. Like, let's just call a spade a spade.
People actually do that. They'll say, oh, but Pogba only won the Europa League. You were in a Europa League final last season, and what happened?
You did not. Go on, Jess. You had something to say. My bad.
You know what? Can we stop talking about this fake Portuguese?
One second.
About the real one.
1 second.
Yeah, I agree.
Let Jess go. Let Jess go, and then we'll get to your 2-game player hype. Don't worry about it. Go on, Jess.
Nah, because I just have to say this because I never have this opportunity to talk about the MBE, the I feed the children across the country guy. Because for me, like, I don't understand, because many times when I say Rashford is not a good player, people come at me and say, like, what you talking about? Your only good winger is Son in your club. The rest is all dead. You would wish to have a Rashford. No, I wouldn't take Rashford at Tottenham because I don't think he's a good player, because I would take a player, who can contribute with G and A, but can also in performances, because I watch sometimes Rashford as well. That guy doesn't even come and track back to help his team when they need it. Like, off the ball, like, it's so horrible when you watch him. And then even this season, I've seen times where, like, he gets chances, that's the wrong decision. Like, he's such a bad footballer, and I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype that he gets for. Like, for me, like I said, bro, just because he's English, he's from the Manchester United academy, and
I know. I
and he feeds kids. That's the only reason why people like him.
I was gonna say not even close.
I thought he was talking about Jota, and then he said,
You know what? It is normally, you know what it is? It is normally me going at him. Like, obviously, it is normally me going at like Statman Bays. I'm normally having to go like it is Jota, so I got Jota on the brain, but I wanted to talk about Diaz. You know, there was.
About Jota and Sancho.
But going back to Rashford, I do think he is dead, man. He's not dead. I do think he's finished now, but it just gets to me when people are like, he's dead food. But I'm like, because he's not dead. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's showing
he's dead.
No, for where again? Like, no. But it's levels though, same. So it depends on what your aim is and where you are trying to go. For where Manchester, and I say this all the time, and people get this mistaken when I say certain players ain't good enough and I don't rate. For where Manchester United are trying to go, which is competing for Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues, Rashford is not it. You don't go to anywhere else and start, and it's not a conversation. Yeah, go on, team. Peter.
Too limited. He's too limited as a player. Like, he needs to be very direct. He needs to play. He can't play with his back to goal whatsoever. It's not a linking and a combination and like a moving off the ball thing. Like, he needs to be played through on goal or be in situations where he's 1v1 against players to be effective, right? And like with players like that, that's great, but you need to have a system built around them so they can do what they do best, and that's just not the reality. Like, he's not so talented that it's worth putting against a bunch of workhorses in the team who just play direct balls to Rashford. So, like, he needs to, like, either improve his all-around game or, like, I don't know, just look at playing out wide a different way. Like, he's like a one-trick pony kind of guy. It'll work in Prem because he's a superior athlete and a very good ball striker. So he'll always get goals when he gets chances. And, like, from that aspect, he'll always, like, earn a living. But in terms of really functioning as a winger at like a high level club, I just don't see it. And it's like we've never really seen it. But like,
and that's it.
Goals, and we're like, oh, he's good because he scores. It's like that's cool, I guess, but there's more to it than that. And there always has been.
You said it, high level club, and that's what it is. So when I say he's dead, could he play in the Premier League? Of course. Like, I'm not hearing he can't.
He'll never leave the Prem.
Play in the Premier League. Like,
that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing certain man saying that he's a championship player.
No, I don't think he's a championship player. I don't think it's that bad. Like, he could play in the Premier League.
Like, come on,
lower down. Like,
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I'm rattling through teams. I'm thinking, he don't get into that team.
He'll go to Leeds.
Like, he gets into our team. Yes.
I would take.
I was just about to say, Eleanor, would you take Rashford? Would you take Rashford, Eleanor? I was thinking that. When he said that, when Jess said that, I was thinking, I want to ask him.
Saint, listen. Wow.
Take him as backup, yeah.
To me. No, listen. Yeah, see, the thing is here. I watched him playing on the right. Son is on the left here. Now listen to this. Son is our main left winger. Son is our main left winger, and I seen Rashford play on the right. On the right. Jesus Christ! Like, I don't even want to talk about it. So I don't want to sacrifice Son to put Rashford there.
Yeah, I hear. Yeah, I get that.
He's not even versatile. He's got one game plan.
I take him on the bench. I take him on the bench, 100%.
So you take him. This is my point.
As a backup, 100%.
This is my point. Is when I'm saying, look where United are trying to go to, and we have Spurs, and we have Eleanor and Jess here, Spurs fans saying, yeah, we take him for our bench, not take him to start. But
but that's only
people on start for us.
They've got a worldie in his position.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's only because of his position, because we only have 3 good players. One of them,
and that's what we should be aiming for.
And then Son and Kane. If you come for any of the Son and Kane positions, you're not going to get ahead of them. But if he came for like Bergwijn or
Lucas Moura.
You know what?
Or the
you know,
Bolivian
Winks
Emerson.
or you're
Is he better than the new guy you just signed?
I'm still
What's his
saying,
face?
like,
Kulusevski, no.
Kulusevski. I think Kulusevski has.
You have to give him more time, though.
You have to I can't make a judgment on him. I don't watch Juve like that to know what he was.
Well, no,
like
he's not.
And they don't really, and I don't think it's really that relevant as well because it's a totally different league. You've got to see what he does.
Now you see what he does here, but my point is, he goes to Spurs, and it's like we're not even debating.
Kulusevski can function on the right side of an attack.
Exactly.
Can't do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're debating if we're debating him, he's going to Spurs, and it's like, yeah, you're on the. We're not even debating him getting in.
It's not a Rashford left wing versus Kulusevski right wing like.
I was talking about Rashford on the right
side of a front three. Like the answer is Kulusevski's a better option. It just is what it is.
And yo, like tweet
in the chat, like we don't care. Like it is.
Yeah, I like the tweet. I don't understand how I'm disrespecting Rashford. Saying believe he's on.
Right, cool.
I'm a Liverpool fan. I was trying to just play devil's advocate. I was trying. I was trying.
I know you.
I know. I always trying to cause. This is the first time me and Saint have done a stream together.
Yeah, this is Saint. Trouble causer. You know what I'm saying? Hella trouble causer in there.
Troublemaker.
That's what I'm here for. That's literally what
I'm here just to cause.
Portuguese, Colombians. I do the madness. Like that's all I'm here for.
Yeah, man. He Bruno Fernandes, man. Just the enemy of progress, man. Just causing as much chaos as possible. That's what he's done in that. As much chaos.
That's what we're here for. We like
I know you got it. Let the people know where they can find you, etc., and all that good stuff.
Twitter, if you want to hear some very upsetting Tottenham tweets at the moment. Lily_White_TV. You can find me here all the time. On the Q&As, I'm around. Peter, we doing an NBA stream on Friday.
Yes, Friday. Well, it's going to be Saturday, technically Saturday, 1 a.m. UK time.
Yeah.
It's Grizzlies and Sixers. You can find her on that. That's
I'll be there on that.
Right into the Lakers-Clippers game. I don't know if she's going to be there for that.
But, I can stay on. It's fine. I would just watch the Knicks while watching that. Look at him celebrating. Did you see?
You're right, man. Did a passion pump. Are you good, fam?
You and team only.
But yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for the therapy settings. It was therapy settings.
You feel better now, innit? Do you feel better now? I guarantee you feel better.
Because you don't make me laugh, even if you're cooking me.
Yeah, there we go. See,
even if we argue, you know it's all love. Thanks for having me, and I'll be back. By Friday, I'll be back anyway.
Yeah, it's Friday the games. Yeah. Friday of the games. But yeah, large up Langan sweet. But yeah, I don't know how I'm disrespecting Rashford. Like I say, I'm a United fan. Only United fan. And where I'm saying is, yeah, man said it when she's gone. Man said it when she's gone, you know. But yeah, yo, I don't understand how many more games and how much longer we have to watch this guy before people realize he's not it.
I just had to, sorry.
Look at you people. Look at you people. Yeah. What is this? Where are you guys? Where are you guys?
Tristy, unplug history.
Where were you guys when team was in the trenches against the Pacers? Where were you?
Man said yes. So yes, to follow Drizzy does his comment. Yes, Eleanor will be on the 7-6's Timberwolves stream and probably the Lakers Clippers. I'll be there for both. I genuinely want to watch Lakers Clippers. I want to see Timberwolves as well. That's Pat Bev's team, innit?
Yep.
Yeah. I've not seen my boy in a minute play. So yeah, man. Good to see Patrick About Business Beverly playing in it. Ain't they currently above the Lakers team? Oh,
of course.
Like I said, we're making a comeback. Like I said, making a comeback.
Yeah, Cat definitely got his tongue. Yo, I've been saying this, but my fans want to cook me and say I have an agendas and stuff like that and blah blah blah. Thoughts on Bruno Fernandes. Yes, he's just not it.
Stuff I watched from him today, and then I
just not
that system. People gassing the assist. Yeah. I'm like, how?
Bainesy, I got you, man. I'm gonna talk about it, man. Just relax. We gonna get there. We get there. Go on,
let's just marinate it.
Wait.
This guy don't season his food, you know. You know what I'm saying? Don't wash the chicken.
Waited 2 hours for
just put it in the oven and that.
Oh my God, man. Guy just takes it straight out of the packet and just throws it in the pan and that. No washing it, no lemon on it, no seasoning, nothing. Relax, man. You know what I'm saying?
Just salt and pepper and a handshake.
Not even salt and pepper and a hand, just a handshake, fam. You know what I'm saying? But as we're saying, 1 hour, 30 minutes in, here we are in it. Is what it is. Bainesy, if you want to talk about it so much, you should have jumped on. You know what I'm saying? You can clearly see I'm surrounded by ups. So, you know, what did you expect?
We just don't care about that.
Yeah, they don't. Exactly.
We don't care.
And rightfully so. I understand. It's like Chelsea, Lille, or Liverpool winning tonight. I don't care. But it's like, we're just going to go to the chase.
I've not brought up Chelsea beating Lille other than just rubbing it in Elena's face because I'm a terrible person. Like,
world champions.
Yeah, we're like I just like saying world champs. Like I don't even care anymore.
Yeah, we're
Like, it is what
champions.
it is.
But yeah,
It's
where was
stop
he
that,
at?
it's stop that.
Yeah. Yeah, because Saint jumped on. That's why I talked about Liverpool. I legit said to Saint, if you want me to talk about Liverpool, hop on. And Saint
I
said,
gave
send me
you
the link.
I gave him my little
Yeah.
2 pence, and I was
I
done.
did-
Do you know what I mean?
I did
That
say,
was-
you know what I'm saying?
He knows we weren't gonna do it.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
it's not
Like,
happening.
this Saint knows this, so it sounded like, so
Yeah,
yeah.
I knew this. I knew this. I knew this. I knew this.
Basically, if you don't
To be honest with you, I was mad surprised he sent me the link. I was like, bro. You know,
Well, like out of everything that happened today, Liverpool winning 6-0, I was like, yeah, that's good for them. But I was like, yeah, it's Leeds, whatever. Like, if you don't score 3 against
it's
Leeds,
good for the league. Let's be honest. It's good for the league. Like maybe not
Nah,
the 6.
yeah, fuck Leeds,
yeah,
man.
it's
Fuck the
good
Leeds.
for the
We're
league,
3
man.
points
Well,
behind
fuck
City
the
now.
health of the
3
league bullshit.
points.
It's just
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
that like we have a title race.
Yeah, fuck the league.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Who
saying?
wants
So,
to
like,
see? Who wants to see City just like walk the league?
Look at
Like,
this
you know
guy,
what I mean?
though.
And it's
Yeah.
just dead.
Angry,
Like,
man.
come on.
Yeah, Bainesy stay mad in
Unbelievable,
it. Bainesy mad in it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And
Yeah,
Bainesy
Baines,
just
come
letting
on,
you
then.
know, still not watch them Dembele comps either in it. Just for that, I might not even talk about Alanka now.
You know
You've
what?
gone on
Let's not
about
even
so much.
talk about.
I'm not even going to talk
Sanford, you're on
about it.
mute. Sanford, you're on mute, brother.
I'm going to talk about the game shortly, but I'm not even going to talk about it. But you lot continue to get your questions in as well. Like I said, it don't have to be on any of the topics.
let's
Now, I
talk
want to
about
get to,
Ronaldo.
before we get to
That's a
Ronaldo, you can talk about Ronaldo before we get to that.
touches and children that he has.
Might as well. Before we get to that, because man, C1 mentioned Bruno, you can talk about Ronaldo 100%. I've been saying this about Bruno. None of them, sweet dreams, Bainesy. I've said this many a times about Bruno. That wasn't a shock, that performance. There was legit a time, I think it was after Griezmann hit the bar, and then the next corner got cleared. Bruno gets the ball near the edge of our box. And I say on the watch along, you can go and watch it back, people. I say, I'm on my knees. Please just play this to somebody in a blue shirt. What does he do? Shanks the clearance with his left foot, just whacks it, gives the ball back to Atletico Madrid. That sums him up in a heartbeat. There's care, there's self-awareness. Legit, we're not under the cosh, but we have a good result. You know what I'm saying? You're away from home, last few minutes of the game. Keep the ball. You know what I'm saying in that? But no, you just shanked the clearance. And it was a terrible clearance. There was no aim. Man's just whacked it. Like somebody said, he plays the ball like... Bruno uses the football like there's a shot clock. Like he has to get rid of it in a certain amount of time.
It's like it's a grenade. Use it like
Yes.
the ball like it's a grenade, like it's about to blow up. Like this guy, no top team that's ever challenging for major honours should ever be playing this guy in the midfield ever.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm playing him out on the right, where he's away from the action. Just get him away from the action.
Yeah,
He's not playing in any top level midfield ever.
You get him away from like being in them, and it's just typical him. And yes, he got the assist because he'll continue to play balls forward. He is a high volume player. But for where Manchester United are trying to go, similar to Rashford, he's just not good enough to me, type of thing. And do I believe Ronaldo was starved out there, but everyone who was behind him was terrible. United played terribly performance-wise. We was terrible. So I can't even. Pogba was awful. Terrible. Bruno was awful. Yeah, Fred was busy per usual. Lindelof was actually good. Maguire made the mistake for the goal. Varane wasn't good, and Shaw was Shaw. But yeah, our better player, Sancho, was quiet today. So Ronaldo, I don't even know how many touches he had on the ball. Bainesy, please let me know. But that's why I didn't really get onto him, because he had no service. It wasn't little service. He wasn't feeding off scraps. There wasn't even scraps. He had nothing. I don't even remember balls getting played into his feet where I can say he got he miscontrolled it or he got bullied. There was one time on the halfway line he lost the ball. If he lost the ball more than 5 times, it surprised me.
I saw him trying to play hero ball at the free kick. That was
hilarious. Yeah, he had the free kick, the shot that was last, and then that was it. And Abdi, if Ronaldo had more touches than Sancho, that shouldn't be happening. But they were all starved. They were all terrible. And yes, I agree, Don KJB. Bruno should be a gunslinger impact zone. Him and Rashford actually are off the bench, yes. They're the type of impact players you need.
You know what I hate as well is with the what I hate with people like I see people praising Bruno in terms of his high volume as well, in terms of, because even though he's a high volume player, he did end up getting the output. But for me, it's like I don't like players that are high volume players when they keep constantly do it in a shit way. Like you forcing it until at some point it goes off. What about some consistency, motherfucker, bro? Like, please, because I'm asking myself, like, all I'm asking is for consistency. Do it more often, because then you benefit your team as well. But when you do it multiple times, you fuck up. Maybe you concede in a counter attack or something. You're not benefiting your team. And I feel like people look at this stats, and that's why I call this era the calculator era, because people just look at the stats only instead of actually looking at the game, and it's really annoying me. It really doesn't.
Do you know what it is as well with Bruno? People say, "Oh, look how many times he loses the ball." That's not a problem for me because if you look at all the top creators in the world, Trent loses the ball a lot. De Bruyne does. Neymar loses the ball a shit ton of times. There's been times in games where he's lost the ball 30 times, but that's because he's trying a skill in the final third or something like that. You see Bruno losing the ball, it's just like a 5-yard pass in his own half, like just a 5-yard pass that's supposed to be going to a teammate, or he'll overhit it, or it'll go too far in front of the man, and it's like it'll go to the opposition. It's like little shit like that where it just puts your team under the cosh that casuals and stuff won't realise. They'll think, oh, he got a goal and assist, so I won't think about the 10 times in the game he did that put his team under the cosh.
No, I hear that. And Brian says, whole team was poor. I genuinely think it's arrogance, flawless. We didn't take Atletico serious as well to me. This is the Champions League and they come with this attitude, disgusted. I don't think it's arrogance. It's skill.
I don't.
It's not arrogance thing.
They were out the depth.
It's a skill thing, isn't it? Like you got Lindelof, who I do believe played well, but he's playing right back, who did a good job. Maguire, who we know is not good enough. Shaw, who we know is not good enough. And then the guy next to Maguire, who's Varane, who didn't have one of his better games. So 3 of your back 4 and not I. Then you've got Fred in the midfield, who was busy, so I can't really stick it on Fred. Pogba was poor. Bruno, we know, is not good enough. Then you've got the 2 wingers pretty much the same. We know Sancho's class, but he had a poor game today. Rashford's not good enough. And then you got Ronaldo, who got little to no service, who again is another one. So it's like that performance wasn't really a shock to me. The only thing that was shocking was our better players didn't play well. I said it before and I say it again before you go, Peter. United will go as far as numbers 19, 6, and 25 carriers. Simple as that. If those 3 have a great game today, we don't put in that performance. Simple as that. If Pogba plays well, if Sancho plays well, or Varane plays very well, we're having a whole different conversation. All 3 of them had an off day today. And that's what you get. And that's my point. If those 3 do not play well, that's what we are going to see a lot more of.
He watched that and he thinks United are better than Atletico Madrid. Did you see how set up there was? The press, everything.
And these 2 comments, like commonality here, like I don't think the arrogance was from the United players. I think the United players knew they were going to be in for a fight. I knew that. I think the players were all on the same page there. The arrogance is from the fans. Like, let's be honest, guys. Why are Manchester United a better footballing team than Atletico Madrid currently? Why? Is it names? Is it FIFA cards? Because it's not the manager. Like, I respect Rangnick. He's not a better manager than Simeone. If you want to say United have a more talented squad, cool. Like, that's great. But look at this Atletico Madrid team. They've been competing in Europe and domestically as a unit years now. There's continuity there, competing at the highest level. You got players that played tonight that suffered what it felt like losing Champions League semifinals, Champions League finals. You got players that have actually won the Europa League. You've got league champions on the pitch, all that stuff, right? Like, we need to stop just saying X team is more talented than Y team, so therefore they are going to win. Like, great. When Manchester City played Chelsea in the Champions League final last season, 6 or 7 of the 10 most talented players on the pitch were all in light blue. They got worked. It happens. Like, this is Champions League, guys. It's not as simple as we have better players, so we are going to win. If that was how it was, the best team in August would win the Champions League in May every season. And that's just not how it is. Like, and again, Abdi, like, are they having a worse season than you? Are you actually?
Yeah, what was their goal? If we're saying this, Abdi, what is Atletico Madrid? What is their goal? I think they're off the pace, but I don't know what Atletico Madrid's goal was.
Off, but are they you guys are having identical seasons? In my opinion,
I don't get. It's like you saw the video of Twitter, didn't you? Of the United guy, didn't you?
Goldbridge,
yeah. He was the arrogance, I think someone tweeted United fans there said, "Oh, Atletico Madrid aren't that good." Like, do you not think Atletico Madrid fans are saying the exact same thing about United?
Yeah. So Atletico Madrid are currently sat 5th. They're currently sat 5th. 25 games played on 42 points. Right? Barcelona, I'm looking at it now, played 24 games. They're on 42 points. Then Real Betis on played 25 games and they're on 46 points. So Atletico Madrid, look, to me, this is just off, you know what I'm saying, the table, that they're in a top 4 race. United are currently in a top 4 race as well. So what's the difference?
Can't we legitimately say, probably since Barcelona 19, this is the toughest European on paper test? Forget all the Europa League stuff and everything.
Oh,
like
for
that.
Manchester United.
Oh yeah, this is the best team we've played.
United.
Absolutely,
Yes.
this is the best team we've played in Europe.
3 years.
Who was in that group with you last year? It was Başakşehir,
Yeah, I mean,
Leipzig,
Başakşehir, Leipzig, and PSG. I said they was finishing third in that as soon as they got it. I said that's the group of definitely finishing third.
And again, to this, Brian, innit, I don't think it's skill. We had the 3 most talented players on the pitch. It can be skill, yes, because you can still have off nights. And I'm presuming, Brian, you're talking about the players I'm talking about. And numbers 19, 6, and 25 all had off nights tonight. Off nights are going to happen in football. You know what I'm saying? The off nights, you just have to minimize them. And that's what the best players do. They're consistently good. They'll have 1 bad game, and then they'll have 10 good games or 15 good games.
Guys,
like, this is no. Go on.
Today was Bruno's first Champions League knockout round appearance. Today was Harry Maguire's first Champions League knockout round appearance. Today you had Victor Lindelof playing right back. Today you had a midfield 3 of Bruno, Fred, and Pogba. Like, that's not anyone's ideal midfield 3.
3 8s in midfield.
And importantly, today as well, you conceded a goal in the first 7 minutes against a team that was playing 5 across the back and 3 in midfield that are notoriously stubborn when it comes to Europe. We can say their team is underperforming. We can say Atletico Madrid are underperforming. I would agree with you. But to act like Manchester United currently are head and shoulders above where Atletico Madrid are currently, it's like it's 2 cheeks of the same ass to me. Like, you're both underperforming. You both have more talent than you probably know what to do with. You're both not utilizing it correctly. You both seem to be teams like halfway in transition, but not really. And you both kind of seem to be afterthoughts when it comes to who's actually winning this Champions League. Like, nobody thinks we're getting a finalist out of this Champions League tie. Nobody really
is.
Do you know what it is as well, Pete? It's the Prem arrogance. It's like, oh, well, if United were in the La Liga, they wouldn't be battling for top 4. That's where it comes from.
Again, but that's people who don't watch La Liga.
Exactly.
100%.
That's why I say don't be talking about it, innit? Like, don't be talking about other leagues unless you watch it week and week.
I remember having this arrogance against Atletico Madrid. It didn't end well.
And it's the same thing that I hate. It's exactly the same thing with when people talk about players from different countries and they're saying, oh, yeah, they're this, and that. But they never watched them play. They never watched the league consistently as well. I think it's kind of similar to that as well. When because I've seen a lot of like what you guys talking about on the internet, how Atletico Madrid, they're a shit team. They was winning the league last season. Now they're like battling for top 4, but they're still a respectable team. Like, it's okay to say that you favor your team to beat Atletico Madrid because they haven't been the same as last season. But to go out there and disrespect them like they're some small club, like they're like nobodies, this is what was getting to me. That's why I was kind of like, yeah, I want Atletico just to give them kind of like a lesson that what arrogance can bring you. And the same thing like when you say Flawless as well, like these players weren't good enough today. I think the Atletico team, on paper, United looks maybe better, but the Atletico team has more experience. In this
and functioning, people forget as a team, they are better as a team unit. They defend better than us as a team unit. They move the ball better than us as a team unit consistently.
Here's my eating thing, United in the first half.
Manchester United are out of their respective domestic cup, right? Well, they're out of both of them, right? Yeah. You're only in top 4 because Arsenal had fixtures postponed. You can argue, right? Or else currently, if the table was all even in terms of game played, you might be in 4th. You could be in 5th like they are. Like, to me, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. United have bigger names, and they have the hype machine behind them. That's all it is.
100%. Like, that's legit all it is. And yeah, Brian, they did. They all had off nights. Because Brian, to Abdi and you, Brian, what players in this Manchester United team do you man rate? Because you already know I rate very few of them. So that's why performances like this ain't a shock. As soon as I seen that team, I'm like, and I keep banging on about this, and it gets proven right when we play well or when we don't. Numbers 19, 6, and 25 all had off nights tonight. And we put in that performance. Because they're the players that are going to take us over the top in any game. Never mind in the highest stake game of being in the Champions League away at Atletico Madrid. One of them shows up. We don't have in that performance. If Sancho's on fire, we create so many more chances. Same for Pogba. If Varane's on fire, then we defend much better and probably are better at getting the ball out from the back type of thing. And looks, even though Atletico Madrid were pretty toothless up front. They scored the goal, which was from our mistake, and then they hit the bar a couple of times. One of them hit Lindelof, I think, in the shoulder and bounced onto the bar type of thing. But we were never like under pressure, and they gave us the ball. It's just that they press very well. They do press very well.
It's like, Brian,
go on.
Go on. Wild players not for the game then. Dead players and talented players all had off nights. Makes no sense to me. there's an entire other aspect to this performance. Atletico Madrid set up to make it no fun. It's very painstaking. It's very frustrating. It gets on your nerves. That's the entire shit. And you did the worst thing. Liverpool did it before lockdown when they went to the Metropolitano. They gave Atletico Madrid an early goal. Right?
Fuck. I remember that.
Like, let's be honest.
Before lockdown,
Let's be honest, right? Oblak has better sense coming off his line. Alenga doesn't score that. You're down 1-0 instead of level at 1-1 right now, and this conversation sounds a lot different, right? Whereas when Liverpool got that set-piece goal out of Saul, they didn't give – when Liverpool conceded that, they didn't give Liverpool anything.
They were so much better, though, then. There's so much, like, defensively, there was so much better.
I know. What's happened to Oblak, bro? He is a shell of himself.
Oblak this whole season has been struggling.
This season,
so, like,
I think save percentage this season.
I hear that when people think Atletico aren't the team they used to be. Yes, I get that, but like they still have a group of players who have done it in Europe consistently on this level. Have this group of United players collectively achieved anything of note, let alone anything in Europe of note? The answer is no. And the big European games most of this group have played together have been in Europa League. They're not even in Champions League. This is a different beast. It's just different. Like, guys, you need to understand, when we played them last season, first leg, they sat there in a 6-3-1 in their home leg. Didn't come out of their own half.
That's crazy, bro.
You could tell from minute one they were playing for a 0-0 and to go to Stamford Bridge and try and nick it on away goals or something. You could tell. That was the whole shit, right? Thank God we got bailed out with the Giroud overhead kick. But, like, honestly, a moment of brilliance is why we beat them. It wasn't like even the only difference between us and when Liverpool went there 2 years ago was we got bailed out by a Giroud overhead kick and we didn't give away any sloppy set pieces. That's it. Like, the game literally comes down to that stuff. And, like, Abdi, you want to say you played him in an empty stadium in Hungary and it doesn't count. Like, that's fine. That's all good. That's all well and good. Like, cool. Like, we won. You guys didn't. Like,
for me, there's a childish kind of statement to say that you play. You still have to do it regardless in what kind of situation you are. Like, just because you're in an empty stadium doesn't mean all of a sudden. Obviously, it's less pressure because you don't have people that are shouting at you trying to say bad things to you, but still you have to do it. It doesn't matter.
We played in the same empty stadium against Porto, both legs. So
Brian, this is a good question. What did Chelsea accomplish as a team for winning the Champions League? A lot of the core of our team won the Europa League 2 seasons prior.
Yeah.
And, like, I know it's not Champions League. I get it. But they progressed from a Champions League group in 2019, 2020. A lot of
FA Cup as well. Like, a few of them won the FA Cup.
Yeah, like, a few of them had won the FA Cup seasons prior. Like, there was success in the immediate past, not to the level of the Champions League, obviously not. But, like, you know what? Let me just look it up. Let me look up our lineup from Atletico Madrid.
I can name it if you want. Like,
no. Let me just look it up to make sure I have it correct.
Which one is it?
The first leg. I know Cho started at wingback.
You got Rudiger, Aspi, Silva in that midfield.
Thing is, Chelsea have a more balanced team as well. A much more
Jorginho as well. Kovacic, yeah.
The front three
left back is Ben Chilwell.
The front three was Werner, Giroud, and Mount, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me make sure I have the team up. Why am I getting Leipzig and Liverpool? No, I don't need that. All right, so Cesar Azpilicueta, Europa League winner, Premier League winner, right? Andreas Christensen, Europa League winner. Antonio Rudiger, Europa League winner, FA Cup winner. Andreas Christensen won the FA Cup as well. Mateo Kovacic, Europa League winner. Jorginho, Europa League winner. Hudson-Odoi, Europa League winner. Marcus Alonso.
Everyone is Europa League winner bar Werner. Mendy.
Father, check your Twitter.
Mason Mount, academy kid, right? Mendy, new goalkeeper, right? I hear that. Werner, new transfer. Giroud, Europa League winner, FA Cup winner. Ziyech up the bench, new player. Christian Pulisic.
Nice.
Christian Pulisic, I'll give you that one. Reece James, academy kid. Kai Havertz, new at the time. N'Golo Conte won fucking everything, right? So, out of the 16 players who appeared in that game for Chelsea, the only player who had played more than one season at Chelsea in the first team, the only players who played more than one season and not won anything were Mason Mount, Reece James, and Christian Pulisic. And they were all 18 months into their Chelsea tenure at the time. So, like, there's a difference there, right? Like, those players have been in the trenches. Like, they're more so familiar with that. Also, our manager, Thomas Tuchel, the previous season's Champions League runner-up, right? He has pedigree in Europe. He had the pedigree there as well. Like, we're discounting what a manager does on a big European night, or what a manager can do. Like, you can say what you want about Simeone. You can say his football is washed. You can say he plays terrible. You can say you hate him. All that is well and good, and most of it is valid. I'll hear it. But you need to respect the tenure he's had at that club and what they've done in Europe during the time. You can't throw that out. Ragnick is at the very beginning of what he wants to do with the club. Simeone is 10 plus years into the job. It's different. So,
two
like,
league titles and a Europa League, not bad, you know.
2 league titles, Europa League, 2-time Champions League runner-up. Well, was 2 Europa Leagues actually. But like, you know what, yeah, he's won.
And let me get to this from Abdi as well, because he said they conceded the same amount of goals as in the league. They conceded more in the Champions League. So how did they defend better? No, what I said was they defend. What I mean by that, sorry, let me clarify this: is they defended better today. They pressed better today. They limited us more today. I don't think we defended that badly. Atletico Madrid are also toothless up front. This is why they didn't offer much. Like I said, they scored the goal. Fantastic goal, great cross, great header, but we should deal with that. Griezmann hit the bar. We should deal with that bell. And then the other time they hit the bar. I don't remember the hail. One sec before you go, Peter, them making any saves like that. But they limit. We didn't have anything. Minus Alanga's goal, did All Black make a save? I even know how many shots we had on target today. So that's what I say. Let me clarify that. Of them defending better today. But I don't understand the overall point here of what you're trying to make. We are just not that good of a team, Abdi. You overrate and overhype our team. This is why today's performance wasn't a shock to me. But yeah, go on, Pio.
Wait, what United players have won the Europa League?
I don't think half your team won the Europa League.
I don't think
I just say anything.
I don't think half you.
I know Shaw was in a suit on the sidelines when they won that. Pogba won it. I don't think De Gea played the final.
Juan Matas won it. Matic won it.
No. I don't care about.
Matic wasn't there. Matic wasn't there.
Nemanja Matic. No, I said Matic.
He was still at Chelsea. Then.
Was he still at Chelsea?
Oh yeah, I forgot about it.
We might have been. But yeah, go on, Pio.
Let me try and find the teams that actually played today. Actually, let me just pull up my phone, I guess.
Yeah, right. Not half the team did.
Off the top of my head, Bruno won nothing at Manchester United, right?
Shocker.
Ronaldo's new, so I'll allow him. Rashford, yeah, you could say that, and I'll give you that.
The thing is, Rashford has never won anything as an actual starter for United, which is a better. Like, he was never a starter when they won them things.
Rashford, cool. Maguire won nothing. Varane, new. Lindelof won nothing since he's been at United. Luke Shaw was on crutches when they won. De Gea, obviously, yes, right? And then you look at the players that were brought off the bench, right? Lingard, he's won at United. It's been a minute, but he's won. Alenga, he's a kid. Who else did you bring out the bench? Hellas won nothing. Wan-Bissaka won nothing. Like, there's a theme here. Like, we only had 2 people who played more than one season that you could say that about. 3 people, and that were 2 academy kids and Christian Pulisic. And I said that about half a dozen players that played in your team today. Like, it matters. And even those players who had won, it was under a completely different regime. It was 5+ years ago, right? Like, it's Europa League was in 2019. We played Atletico Madrid in February 2021. That's less than 2 years. It's 5+ years, like, in the past, right? Like, so, like, if you believe you're better than them, that's fine. If you believe you're more talented than them, that's cool. But I don't think it's to a degree where you should have just rolled up to the Metropolitano and rolled them over. The way that United fans were talking like that was going to happen, I just didn't think that made sense.
And this is why I said, because yes, Abdi, I agree with you. I think we're better than Atletico Madrid. This is why from the start, when this fixture was drawn, I said we should get past them. I believe we are the favourites. However, there isn't a massive golfing class, and I know what this team can do. We're better than Southampton. We drew to them. We're better than Burnley. We drew to them. We're better than Middlesbrough. We lost to them. We're better than Leicester City. We lost to them. So this is an ongoing theme. This team is consistently inconsistent. So it's not a surprise whatsoever. So yeah, are we better than Atletico Madrid? I agree with you. Do I expect us to knock them out in the second leg? Absolutely. But do I expect it to be 3-4, 5-6-0? No. We're not just going to roll through them because we're not that team. because the gulf in class between Manchester United and Atletico Madrid is not massive. We've played worse teams than Atletico Madrid and lost or drawn to them. So it makes you think we're just going to turn up to Atletico Madrid and no, it don't work like that.
That never happened to Atletico Madrid, really. Never.
It don't work like that. Who's just running through Atletico Madrid?
I'm trying to think, yo. In 14,
you don't slap teams either.
In 14-15, who beat them? It was Real Madrid, right?
Yeah. Probably.
14-15.
Wait, was that final or was it a semis?
No. It's because Real Madrid got knocked out by Juve in the semis.
Juve. Didn't Real
quarterfinals.
Fuck, now I gotta look some stuff up.
It might have been Barca, that played them.
No, Barca not a champs like that recently.
They knocked out Barca.
Let me get to this because Brian says our team shit, but I still think you can raise your game when you're playing in the Champions League knockout, especially if you're playing Simeone, Atletico, you give you a tough game. No, you just said it. Our team shit, but they can raise their game. They can't raise their game.
You have to remember a lot of the United players are not at that stage.
They can't raise their game because they are not good enough. Maguire can't raise his game. You know what I'm saying? In that. Shaw, one step before you go, Shaw can't raise his game. You know what I'm saying? Fred can't raise his game. Bruno can't raise his game. Ronaldo can't raise his game. Rashford can't raise his game. How many players I just named? I'm saying Lindelof playing out of position.
Almost starting 11, literally, you said.
Literally the whole starting 11. I've named 2 out of the back 4, 2 of our midfield players, and 2 of our front 3. They can't raise their game. They can't play any better. Them individuals I'm talking about. Can they raise it, say go from a 3 to a 4? Yes, but it's not going to make much of a difference. They're just not that good. I keep saying this all of the time. These players are not that good. Yeah, of course you disagree, Abdi, but come back with something. And if you disagree, tell me who can raise their game. Who in this team did I just mention that can raise their game? Please tell me, because we've been waiting to raise these men to raise their game for the longest. So, when's Maguire going? Before you go, Peter, when's Maguire going to raise his game? Please tell me. He's been here now, what, 2-3 years? So when are we just going to accept that? When are we just going to accept the fact that Maguire is not that good? When are we just going to accept the fact Luke Shaw's been here 7 years and we're still waiting for him to raise his game? Is this what we're really talking about? Bruno's been here 2 years now. Raise his game. Or half a season. Fred's been here since what? Mourinho? 3-4 years? Raise his game. Rashford's been here since Van Gaal. Raise his game. Ronaldo, I give a bly on, but still, I've seen enough of Ronaldo this season to see you're not it. I've disagreed with some of these players putting in better performances against. Yeah, that's one-offs though. So I'm saying, when's that? Before you go, Pete, sorry, because I'm on this now. So all right, let's get into this because I'm fully in mode now. When did we play well against Manchester City last? When has this happened? If we're talking about last year in the 2-0 when they were 25 points clear and there's nothing in the game, different conversation. If we're talking about when we beat them at the Etihad 1-0 with that mighty strike after they beat us 3-0 in the first leg and the game's dead, different conversation. It's like Lisbon coming to Manchester City now after losing 5-0 and winning the game 1-0 or winning 2-1.
Like
it doesn't matter.
Beat Chelsea last season. Like,
don't matter.
If you're beating a team when it doesn't matter, then like literally
they beat us on the goal of the tournament in the 94th minute. We didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Man, you don't care. So what? So where is the bad take then? Who can raise their game out of them players I've just named? Because we're gonna.
Quick point about Atletico Madrid the last 10 years in Europe. I know it's on top of my head. 2012, 2013, right? I believe they got knocked out by Benfica in Europa League or something super fucking random, right? Because in 11-12 they won Europa League. 2012-13 they got knocked out by Benfica. 13-14 they lost 4-1 after extra time in the final. 14-15 they lost 1-0 in aggregate in the quarterfinal against Real Madrid because Javier Hernandez, who was on loan at Real Madrid, scored and knocked them out. That was the year that Van Gaal sent them on loan, super random, right? 15-16 they lost that final in a shootout also to Real Madrid. 16-17 they lost to Real Madrid again, I want to say.
Yeah, I think it was in the quarters. I think
maybe
the semis. It was the semis because I think they knocked out Barca.
All right.
16-17 was the semis.
Before you continue, all right. So you mentioned the free play. So 3 of the players I've mentioned, you've already mentioned, Abdi. I've spoke on these three players highly enough. I agree with that. Ronaldo is not it. I don't know how many times we need to see it. The hair wasn't bad today. Luke Shaw can raise his game, so why has he not raised it in 7 years? Please answer me that question. If Luke Shaw can raise his game, why has he never put in a good season in 7 years at this football club? When are we just going to accept that he's not that guy? Ronaldo's 37, we shouldn't be relying on him. De Gea, I don't think was bad today, so I don't know why.
Who are you talking about, Flawless?
And the 3 players I've mentioned. Say that again. Yeah, Luke Shaw.
Tino.
Yeah, this guy's a dick, you know.
Saying you trying to instigate me. What the hell is this?
While you guys are having a dispute about the true level,
is that man calling him?
Yeah, you can keep going, fam. I'm just in mode now of like mediating when people are like, all right, let's have the conversation. Yeah,
that was the last year of Atletico's old stadium. The name escapes me, right? Apologies to them.
Vincent Calderon? Was it Vincent Calderon?
Yeah, Vicente Calderon. So they lost 4-2 in aggregate to Real Madrid. 17-18. That was the first year of the Wanda. They got dumped into Europa League because they couldn't beat us at Stamford Bridge, and they won Europa League, right? So now we're going to fast forward to 18-19. They lost 3-2 on aggregate to Juve. That's a legendary Ronaldo hat trick, and that's his last real relevant moment in Europe that people like to cling to, and it happened 3 fucking years ago. So cool, you guys can have that. That's great. 19-20, they lost in the stupid COVID tournament to Leipzig.
Tyler Adams deflected goal. Oh.
They lost in the stupid COVID tournament to Leipzig after dumping out Liverpool.
No. Before you continue, before I get to Ronaldo, how can you tell me Luke Shaw? I'll answer your question when you answer mine, Abdi. How can you tell me Luke Shaw can raise his game when he's been here 7 years and hasn't put in a good season? That's what I want to know. Go on, carry on, Pio.
So then last season, they got dumped out by us in the round of 16, which was 3-0 on aggregate, which actually turns out to be their heaviest aggregate defeat over 2 legs in European competition under Diego Simeone. My point is, this team doesn't get slapped in Europe. If you beat them, you beat them. But it's not like a heavy kind of thing. The mentality that Manchester United fans that I saw had prior to kickoff didn't match your likely expectations, like for what was going to happen in this tie. Kems and I talked about it. This isn't going to be easy. We tried to tell Statman. We've been trying to tell him for months. But all we heard about was how shit this Atletico Madrid team is. And that's all well and good. But, like, guys, Manchester United are in 4th for a reason. You're on an interim manager for a reason. Mm-hmm. You're constantly chopping and changing lineups for a reason. Something is broken. Something is broken. And, like, can we all acknowledge they have a better manager than you guys do? Can we all acknowledge
I rate Ralph, but Ralph's there to do a job. I never compare an interim manager to go against someone like that. And I rate
also,
Ralph.
Guys, there's so many factors in Europe when it comes to, like, actually being able to set up the team to negate others and, like, the tactical side of what was going on. Like, Flawless, would you say the game went more to Atletico Madrid's script today or Manchester United's?
More to Atletico Madrid's, definitely.
Definitely, right?
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't until the subs where it kind of switched in our favor. It wasn't until that point, and that's credit to Ralph.
Yeah, that's how you wouldn't have seen under Oli.
Are any of you, and I'll open it up to the entire panel, are any of you at all surprised at what happened in Spain today between Atletico Madrid and Manchester United? I am not.
I said, if you go back and look at the watch, like I said at the start, I said 1-1.
Yes,
and I said I'd be over the moon with that
result. I was watching it because I was also watching yesterday's podcast as well. Because Flores was sounded like he's not really that confident, to be fair.
Are any of you surprised at what the game looked like, though? Is what I'm asking.
No. I knew they'd be out the depth. I knew they'd just be able to.
It's the thing. You know how I feel with this game. I feel like that United will probably go through this leg, but not in this. They're not going to decide it in the first leg, in the first tie. They're going to go back at home and probably get the win. But even the game at home will not be simple as people think it is.
Well, I hear that. I'm Flawless. We all know these players are shit, but I've seen worse players raise their game for one occasion. Guess Man United players can't do that even for one game. Some of them no, because they're not that good. This is my point. I keep reiterating in that. For the levels we're trying to reach, these men are not it. And that's why they struggled today. And when our players who are good enough for this level also have a poor game in numbers 19, 6, and 25, you are going to get performances like that. That's legit what it is. And before you get to that, because Abdi said Luke Shaw had a good season last year. Yeah, great Euros. The level he's playing at now is not the level he is. Same with Rashford and Maguire. Maguire's best is still crap, by the way. So Luke Shaw has had one good season in 7 years. Which lets me know he's not off that level.
One good season is the
shout out my guy Ladimus Prime, man. Don't read out his comment, man. Don't
big up Prime. That, bro. Big up Prime as well, innit? This guy, you're a joker. I skimmed over on purpose. This guy, you think you're slick in it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying this guy. But
that's the guy. That's the one. That's the one, Ladimus. That's the one.
It would say Luke Shaw. That's the exception to the rule. He's been here 7 years and had one good season. That's not a good return.
What Flawless? What would you say? Flawless. What would you say? Because listen, if you're at a team like Man United, which for all the jokes and aside, yeah, do you know what I mean? You're Man United. Do you know what I mean? You're a big team and you're big side. So if you're there for 7 years and only have one good season, you obviously have the talent. And in that season, you were against the Chilwells, the Trent Alexander-Arnold. Do you know what I mean? The Kyle Walkers and that. So like your competition was rife, and you came up. You know, I don't think as well as others thought, but you definitely were doing stuff. So you have the talent. What would you?
Nah, because it's a mentality thing for Luke Shaw, which you could put under the talent bracket and that. It's not a footballing thing because people think it's all technical. The 2 injuries didn't help him because he had 2 bad injuries with the broken legs. He had 2 and I do sympathize with that. I seen it happen to Anderson also, where he had an Achilles and he had a cruciate ligament. And you know, certain players.
Mourinho weren't trying to hear none of that shit.
But football is a what have you done for me lately sport. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's not what it is. Only because we like Luke Shaw and Abdi wants to back him that he's saying he's had one good season in 7 years, and he's telling me that's his level. No, that's the exception to the rule, because he's been average or poor in every other season. Every other season, he's been average or poor. And even this season, he's been average to poor. Like, come on, man.
Real quick, Mohammed, I've acknowledged Atletico aren't as good as last season, but that doesn't matter. They're not playing those 4 teams you listed. They're playing Manchester United.
Big facts.
Like,
he'll tell you where the level of those 4. That's what I'm saying.
Like, they're literally playing Manchester United with an interim manager in charge. And Abdi, I've heard this logic from so many people. We have tournament players. Let's understand something. Chelsea Football Club, we have tournament players. We have brilliant players in one-off football matches, and we have a team that can just be so fucking difficult to beat and annoying to deal with in a one-off match, right? Where, like, we actually have players close enough to world-class and a couple world-class players who can really have proven they can make the difference consistently in these type of matches. Like, look at the performance N'Golo Conte put in on Tuesday, right? N'Golo Conte can't stay fit for a Premier League season. So we can't rely on that level of performance, but we know that, right? But on a big Champions League night, he's there. You know? Look at what Kai Havertz did against Lille. Put Lukaku's performance against Palace to shame, right? Like, look what he was doing in the first 60 minutes of that game, right? That's like, when people say tournament players, you need to be able to raise your level consistently enough within the framework and structure of your team to truly prove that you can challenge the top teams in that competition. Because to me, Manchester United are just making up the numbers in this competition. I don't actually think you're going to win it. And I'm not even saying that just based on today. Like, I understand Atletico Madrid's a bit of a special circumstance. It turns into a bunch of, like, attack versus defense. I get that, right? But to say Manchester United have tournament players, where is the proof within the framework of your team and the recent past to suggest that? Where is the silverware to show me that?
Just hope, man. It's like saying, we're a tournament play. We have tournament players. So if we have tournament players, because if we have tournament players, why have we won no tournaments?
Yes, why? Where was
this tournament team against Middlesbrough?
Where were they
against Villarreal?
Yeah, where were they?
Like, this is what I'm saying. That's like saying, oh, this guy's a great clay court player and he has no French Opens.
Look, Brian, we're not saying you can't be disgusted with the performance. I'm not telling you how to feel. That's not why I'm here. You can be pissed. That's fine. I'm just saying this is what I expected from your club today. I'm not surprised. Is it disappointing to you? It could be, and that's fine. But, like, Abdi, if you want to say Chelsea are not a good footballing team, that's fine. Just respect that we're the champions of the world and the European champions. So, like, we don't care.
And let me get to 2 of these comments as well, because you say, sorry guys, I have certain standards for my football club. Today's performance reminded me so much of Arsenal and the champs, just discussing me. That's all. I have certain standards. I have standards, but then I have, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm very self-aware.
Illusions of grandeur.
Yes, I'm not deluded into what it is. I knew Manchester United were not going to go there and play fantastic football. I thought at best we put in a solid performance where we get a 1-1 and it's well-deserved type of thing. And I don't think we was undeserving of that 1-1, but the result was the most important thing today. When I seen the team, I know we're not going to get good performances. Have our performances been better recently aside from that? For the most part, yes, absolutely. But however, when you have players who are not good enough, you are going to get these performances. It's no secret. I keep saying the same guys over and over, and people are like, why are we putting in bad performances? Why are our performances not to scratch? Because these men are not first team Manchester United players for the standards you're talking about, Brian. Because you're like me, Brian, I'm guessing. You want United competing for Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. 90% of the squad are not the 11s for that. I think we are a squad full of squad players. That's the issue we have. Hella squad players.
It's weird. You sign squad players rather than players to compete. It's weird.
Yeah, facts. So and then when we do, and even one thing I do like about this summer is 2 out of the 3 players we signed were first teamers, and we've seen them improve our team. I don't know where we'd be without those two, because you can see the massive difference with those two. But then we let certain players go, and our recruitment being bad, and all of the and things of that nature. But where was we at? And someone else said something as well. No, we were never. But at the beginning of the season, we'd be in a title race. No, who told you it was in a title race? Who told you that, Mohammed? They lied to you. Twitter lied to you. You should have came to Man United podcast at the start of the season, all during preseason. Even when we signed Sancho, we signed Varane, we signed Ronaldo. I said, this team, we are not winning the Premier League, but people got gassed. People like Statman Baines got gassed. Got emotional because we're signing Ronaldo.
It's the hope that kills you.
And I said this: there's no way with that team and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager, we're going to compete in the title race. And if you couldn't see that, either you're just lying to yourself or you don't know ball. Simple as that. Or you got caught up in your emotions.
Mohammed, you're smarter than this. You know they weren't challenging under Ole.
Yeah, we weren't.
Don't hold people on this panel or Flawless accountable for the stuff that other people say about Manchester United, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to talk to Flawless about his expectations for his football club, at least pull him up on stuff that he said. He never said this. He said, we're not going anywhere with these players, and this manager is going to get fired. And after they beat Newcastle and Ronaldo sued twice, people are like, Flawless, come on, we can do it. He's like, nope, I'm not fooled. I've been working with Flawless since before the season started, right? He's been one of the most realistic about the situation. So that's why with the shitty performance you saw today, he's not pissed. He said, give me a score draw and I'll take it.
Yes. Give me the score because I think we'll beat them in the second leg, and it's about getting through. Then you're in the quarterfinals, then depending on the draw.
On the knockout rounds, fuck the performances.
Yeah. That's what it is. I've seen United go through a great performance is all well and good. And yes, we're improving in the league, but there's still levels to go. If any United fan thought we was in a title race because of what we did, it's just not the truth. Even take Ollie aside, who is nowhere near good enough. That team isn't it. I was a game off predicting when Ollie got sacked. Me and Peter was on an NBA stream. I was a game off.
Yep.
I told you exactly what was going to happen. I was literally 1 game off. And I called every result during that run saying we'd beat Spurs because Spurs are terrible. I said, we're going to draw here, we're going to lose here, we're going to lose here. Then he'll get sacked after City. And we hung on, and then he got sacked after Watford. I was a game off. Why do I not have balance with rating United players due to agenda? Name the players then, Abdi. Because this is a good debate. Name the players.
Abdi says we're not asking what we're going to win. Abdi, we're in a final in 3 days. We might win. I know most people don't think we're going to win, but crazy idea, guys. What if we win? Then
the Saudi Cup. Do you know we have to win to be in the Saudi Cup?
Yeah, we have to win the competition you are dying to win. To get into the Saudi Cup. Don't just
that's it. But yeah, what's my balance? So where do you disagree with me then, Abdi? Apart from Luke Shaw, who you're hyping up because he's had 1 good season in 7 years. So he's had 1 good season in 7 years and you're hyping him up. That's not good enough for me, innit?
And be clear, I'm not saying Chelsea are an amazing team. I say we're gonna win the Champions League for Bans because it's fun, and I'll stick to that. And if we don't, you guys can draw me out. That's fine. That's fine. I'm totally okay with that. But I understand there's a difference in the level of City and Liverpool and us. I get that. But with our management team and our players, on our day, we can close the gap, which is why I back us to win this final on Sunday, and why I wouldn't be shocked if we retain this European Cup, right? But at the same time, we're not Manchester United. We're not you guys. We're not that bad. There's a difference. You guys have talented players. There's no consistency to it. There's none. So how can I back Manchester United to win the European Cup?
Yeah, and that's what it is. And to deals, you asked me about Varane and Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva, I would say, is better than Varane, but that's no takeaway from Varane. Varane's cold and played very well for us this season.
Best center backs in his generation. If your name's Virgil van Dijk, I don't think you're better than him at center back in the Premier League. I don't think that's crazy.
He's confident.
And the thing is,
seriously, I don't. Not now. Thiago Silva's 37, man. 7 years ago, was he better than prime Van Dijk is now. He wasn't in the Prem, so he's not getting the respect. But like, there's a
but that's all relative. Right now, with him being in the Prem at 37, you don't think he's okay.
Yeah, so like with Van Dijk and Thiago Silva,
Van Dijk's a freak though. He's a freak.
Hussein and Peter have just mentioned in that, like Varane's, what's it called? I don't think there's a big difference between Thiago and Silva and Varane, but it deals if you believe that. Cool.
Varane's got to deal with Matic first before he can talk.
This guy joke might have got to get off the bench first, fam. You know what I'm saying? You got to get on the pitch. You got to get off the bench. You got to get off the bench.
Hey,
Matic might not play the final because of Lukaku, yeah. So you might bring in Ibu, but like
exactly. See, protecting him, man. Yeah, you sit on the bench, girl. Don't worry about it, man. You sit on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Stay fresh for home games against Norwich and Leeds, innit? You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to see armpits. That's all I want to see.
Our bench team right now would beat your first team. That's how.
Yeah, so that's good, and that's cool, innit? What does that mean? Second place, innit? You know what I'm saying? You man are the best runners up of all time, in that. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to see
97 points runners up. You know what I'm saying? And that finish second last. You finished second last season, second to Real Madrid and that with Carry in the Champions League.
You finished second last season.
I forgot, man.
Last season.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Let's be honest. I know Liverpool came to OT and bucked you 5-0, but like that doesn't happen to everyone. I know Liverpool showed up and just drank all your drink and ate all your food and raided the fridge and tipped that shit over and left your living room.
Burn the house down? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. Like they lit the house.
Nah, you know what? You didn't burn it down because Ollie survived in that. So no, you didn't do enough. You know what I'm saying?
Let's be honest. If I really wanted to be petty, I could sit here and say Jurgen Klopp hasn't beaten Thomas Tuchel while Thomas Tuchel's at Chelsea. So like, I could say that. So like,
until Sunday. Sunday.
If we lose, I'll hold it. If we lose, I'll hold it. Like that's fine. Like I've said, I want this cup for bragging rights more than I actually want trophy picks or anything. If we win, the season keeps going. If we lose, the season keeps going. It's what
I want this.
And to this, Mohammed, nah, it's cool. No need to apologize because you didn't know in it, which is all well and good in that. But for those that don't know, because obviously some people are new through here. Yes, I'll run bants and run jokes and go back and forth with Peter and Sarah about Chelsea, same with Cams and Saint. But like when we're having a serious conversation, I'm not going to be deluded and just back my team regardless. Like no, United are where they are for a reason. If the players were that good, we would have won something by now. We would be higher up. We'd get better performances. We'd accumulate more points. So one of us is right, and you know what I'm saying, and it's not you lot. Abby says, okay, Flawless. Lindelof, Ronaldo, Rashford, Pogba, Martial, some of these guys you overrate, and some of them guys you slander too much. All right, so name. So what have I said then? So I'm presuming you're saying I overrate Pogba and Martial, and I slander Rashford, Ronaldo, and Lindelof too much. All right, so back it up then. Again, if we're gonna have the conversation, at least like you making this point about saying it's said, cool, that's the back and forth, but then back it up. Everything I say about these guys, I can back up. I said Pogba was poor today, but is he our best player? Yes, because when he plays well is normally when our team plays at his best. Because he is the best player we have.
Can I ask, why was he poor?
He just wasn't. Atletico Madrid were all over him, pressed very well. Pressed very well.
World Cup, did that count as a trophy?
Yeah.
When you won the Super Cup, did that count as a trophy in your season?
Yeah, but people like to pretend like Klopp's only won 2 trophies. When
I don't understand. How can we be trophyless when we've won 2 trophies? Like, if we lose, do Liverpool get our Club World Cup or something? Like, I'm confused.
Who said you're trophyless?
People in the comments are gonna say we're gonna end the season trophyless. Like, we're not. We can't.
You listen. You're not trophyless, and that's definitely a trophy, right? You got trophies, in it. So
I don't understand. Like Abdi, do they get our trophies if they beat us? Is it like a grudge match? What's going on? Can we get their
winner takes all, yeah.
Yeah, winner takes all. Match, like it's a lot of matches.
That's what man said, yeah. Winner takes all.
Chelsea, what decade? Let's do the decade because Chelsea the most successful.
Put everything on the line.
Oh, last 2 decades we put everything on the line. You can have our Prem. You can have our Prem.
Last 2 decades.
You can have that Prem, bro.
We lose R2.
Come on, man. Put it up, man. You're talking Tuchel Klopp ain't beat Tuchel and all of that. Come on, man. Put it up.
Man wants to put up the number one to get me the number one contender spot versus, you know what I'm saying, the match on the match and that. If you lose, it's a massive, you lose your spot. But yeah, back to your point, Abby. So please elaborate then, innit? With my, like I said, of Lindelof. You said Lindelof, Rashford, and Ronaldo. If you still rate these 3, I don't know what to tell you.
Can I ask this one?
Yeah, go on, Jez. Yeah, go on.
Can I ask this one? Abdi, are you talking about them in general? Or are you talking about today? Because if you're talking about general, what has Lindelof, Rashford, done, for example, over the last, even just this season and last season, where you think like they deserve to be respected at Man United. This ain't no Southampton. This ain't no Wolves or some shit where they can maybe get away with these performances. This Manchester United, and it's fine having high standards. Like, you shouldn't be happy with having Lindelof. Like, I ain't taking Rashford and Lindelof at Spurs. This tells you everything. This tells you everything what you need to know. Like, because I wanna aim higher. I wanna aim higher than Lindelof and Rashford.
You would wait. You need to edit that comment because you would take them, just not for your first team.
Yeah, so to be on the bench.
I mean,
Same way if Lindelof went to
then-
Liverpool, he'd be
but
holding
then
hands with
again-
Matip on the bench. Same difference. You know what I'm saying? It's the same
What are
thing.
you
You know,
talking
this-
about, bro?
Sam
You've been
Hall
holding bench.
making our bench.
Bro, are you dumb, bro? I can't even get the words out, bro. You're trying to do me like you do lyrics. You're trying.
You know what it is? To say, "Oh, he's shooting me in it," so I shot back in it. As soon as you said that, I was like, "I'm ready for this." You know what I'm saying?
I always come into this thing with my hands on my pistols, bro. I always know what time it is, bro. It's a duel.
That's
It's
always
always a
shoot
duel, bro.
first and ask questions later.
Yeah,
It's like the Wild West out here, man. It's like the Wild
Yeah,
West.
bro. It is, bro. Trust me.
Hey,
I've got my hand on my holsters, bro. You know, like that.
Anytime
It's like
I
the tumbleweed.
anytime I hear Chelsea slander, I just slap world champions or European champions down.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
ready.
All right, so Lindelof has been our most reliable centre back. Lindelof has been decent this season. I am not disputing that. But one, the bar is low. Number two, that does not mean he's good enough going forward. Luke Shaw had a good season last season. Do I believe he's good enough going forward? No.
And
it wasn't even a full season. It was a few months. But just for argument's sake, I say a full season. So it's like, no. Do I believe Lindelof is good enough going forward as a first teamer? No. Alanga's been good since he's come into the side. Even aside from today, I can talk about it now. Bainsy's not here. And has been very effective in certain games. Not just scoring goals, but just his impact on games. Do I believe Alanga is good enough for where Manchester United are trying to go as a first teamer? No. I've seen enough of him to go. You can definitely have impact and be a part of the squad because you don't need 22 or 25 world-class players. You need a few, and then you need other players in the system to come in and do a job when say a man are injured or out of form or suspended or whatever. So Lindelof has been, so I'm not, so he's been decent, but the bar is on the floor. Ronaldo, even though he's been in bad form, and still contributed a lot. What has Ronaldo contributed recently? What's a lot? What's a lot? And Rashford, I completely disagree.
We would have been in the Champions League if it wasn't for Ronaldo.
Yeah, so he contributed. Champions League. He did well in the Champions League, and I've given him credit for that. And then what's he done since? Champions League's only come back around now and finished in November.
These people don't understand. Once you start accepting the bullshit, and
I refuse to do that.
It just becomes a thing that you accept.
Yeah, man, I refuse to do that.
Don't accept bullshit. Don't accept that.
And Rashford hasn't been. The last time Rashford played well was when he came off the bench against Brentford.
Our best attacker has probably been Ziyech, but like we need better players than Ziyech. Like
this is my point.
People
think,
we're not catching Liverpool and City domestically. If I'm saying, Ziyech was our best attacker, so we have to keep him. Like, not anyone can bounce.
Facts. We can't be competing for Premier Leagues and Lindelof's our best centre back.
Like you guys can't even catch us, and we're not even the people to be catching.
Facts. We try to catch third.
Yeah, like
we can't even catch third.
United fans are actually saying, we could finish third. Chelsea don't look that good.
What? No, we ain't that good.
Let's just say, guys, Manchester United finished third. Chelsea finished fourth. What the fuck is the difference between that and the reverse?
Bragging rights.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
Who cares?
I finished above you.
Who cares? I seen United finish second last season. I say I don't care that much that I forgot. That's how much I don't care about it. We finished second. Well done. You pull me up like, yo, you finished second.
About some bookie second
places. You think I care that Liverpool finished above us with no center backs when we won the Champions League a week later? No, I didn't care. That's great. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you guys. But like, we lifted the biggest trophy in European football. Like, it's guys, third and fourth. Let's not argue about third and fourth. Let's please argue about first and second, or like nothing at all, please. I
don't care where United finish in the league as long if it's not first. Like I said already from the start, yes, fourth place is the bare minimum, but I won't celebrate getting fourth. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, we finished in fourth place. Like that's the bare minimum.
Like you will never see me on my knees for fourth place. Or
never.
You know the most embarrassing
we're not Arsenal, bro. Like, bro, this is not me trying to be second.
What was the
season?
Can I pull you up here? there was a lot of Chelsea, man. There was a lot of Chelsea, man, when you were playing Leicester and you hadn't won the biggest cup in European football yet, and you were sweating. Until when Vardy was slapping, you were sweating, and you was like, "Yo, man needs this fourth." So it's obviously hindsight is very different when you're now sitting here on the top of the totem pole, having won the Champions League, and saying, "Yeah, well, like force anything." It depends. It's all perspective, isn't it?
So,
it all depends on where you're.
Let me give you my perspective on the end of last season. I said as soon as we made the FA Cup final and we were in the Champions League final, we could lose literally every game up until the Champions League final, and if we won it, last season will be remembered as a success. We could win every game and lose the Champions League final, including the FA Cup final, and comfortably getting third place. If we left that season with Manchester City winning the European Cup and us crying in Porto, we would have viewed it as a failure. I was like, guys, we're in a weird position where, unfortunately, our entire season will be determined by 90 minutes in Portugal. And that's just how it is. So people are like, oh, we might drop out of top four. I'm like, guys, we have a Champions League final next week. We won that shit from sixth place. We could win that shit from fifth if we have to. It doesn't matter.
Trust me, we've done it. We've done it. Believe me.
It's not that deep. Like, we finished below Newcastle, won the European Cup as an away team in a final. Like, it can happen. Like, so yeah, I know fans.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Like, I think largely to a degree, like that was just because these fans, like we were in ninth when Tuchel took over, and our fans are so scarred by Europa League. Like we're so bored with it. We were just like, please don't send us back there. I didn't think for a second that we were definitely losing the final anyways. It's like, I think we're going to win. So like whatever happens in the end of the season, I was more pissed that Conte had to leave the Leicester game early, the league game early, than I was that we lost the FA Cup final, to be honest. I was like, if we have a full team, I think we can beat City. And like, if we win the European Cup, I'm not going to care about any of this. Right? So now I hear you. Like, top four races are important. As Flawless said, they are a bare minimum. But like me personally as a fan, like if we don't earn Champions League, we don't earn it. And like, that's our fault. Right? But like, I'm never going to argue. Like, let's just say we somehow catch Liverpool and finish second. They finish third. I'm not going to rub it in anyone's face. Like, that's not first. You know, like we both failed in that case.
When Ryan says mind the gap, I'm just like, Ryan, please.
Between second and third.
I love to say mind the gap. To me, it's like cool. Like what a second place, like what a runners-up medal for Liverpool in the Premier League. Like that's great. But it doesn't matter.
Legit, what it is, and yeah, Brian, you saying I never accept it. I've seen United win trophy after trophy when I was growing up. Same, my standards will never drop. Same. This is why I won't accept Lindelof being our centre back to go forward. That's why. I'm saying, and people saying, oh, he's had a good season. Yes, which he has, but still improve. You can still make improvements, people. Because again, it's not like if we were top of the league, I'd go, all right, cool. Are we even competing? We're even competing. We're in a race for fourth.
You shot Bailly?
No. He's on the bench today. He's just injury prone, fam. He's just because there was talks of him, I think, going to AC Milan and it broke down. And I rate Bailly highly. The problem is injuries. You know all about that. You got, you know what I'm saying, African centre back on your bench, you know what I'm saying, the struggle to be fit until this season. These things happen.
Until this season. Who are you talking about? I don't even know who you're talking about. Is it arguably the best centre back this season? That one.
You mean the one that's holding bench?
The one that's slapping goals, bro.
That finish was good still. That finish was good.
Bro, that finish was decent, bro. For a CB,
you mean the guy that's getting arrested for
he's turning to Ryan now. He's turning to Ryan now. Like, why are you being a
I talk sense, bro. I big up my chest. I talk sense. Now, when you actually listen to what's coming out of my mouth, it's not nonsense, isn't it? Right?
It's not nonsense, but I'm saying Mike was out here, you know, being arrested for big games away at home in San Siro for our hometown Norwich, man. Yes. Yo, man, you got arrested for home Norwich.
We got finals out here. We're doing up quads. We're doing up leg days.
Oh, you like that? Quads? What quads? Are you in the gym saying? Nah, I haven't. You should see my legs was like Kit Kat. You know what I'm saying? I ain't do no quads. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
we're doing up quads, bro.
You guys have to know, right? If you win this League Cup final against Liverpool, I'm pulling up every clip of Ryan calling Chelsea back five merchants.
Oh, that together, and I'm putting it start the season with that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Man said quad, you know. You might have the joke because we're going to close out the show shortly, people, though. Florence, I'm just tired of all this, man. I might ditch United and just support my international team. Yo, you just got to stay in the trenches, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to stay in the trenches. You get used to it. I survived. Ollie, I can survive anything, innit? Like, I survived a whole world war. A little civil war is nothing. This is just a little small civil war in it. Like we was in a full world war. Like if we lost this, like we going out of business. Like this is Monday Night Raw. I mean Monday Night Wars. This ain't just the ratings going down. This is Monday Night Wars, isn't it? This is like if we lose this, we're out of business type of thing. That's what it was with Ollie in it. Surviving Ollie should be a real thing. Because like we survived, it's well documented, you know what I'm saying? Because I was content creating for the majority of his reign. I was Ollie out for the longest. So yeah, survived. Hey, you survived Lampard for what? Was it 8 months? Or was it a year and a half or some shit?
Yeah, 18
was it a
months.
year and a, yeah, 18 months. Sorry, yeah, ours was like 3 years, and it felt like
we've got Super Frankie Lampard.
Hey, you know what? 29
knows
points in
exactly
19 games,
what
right? Abdi, you are a United fan rooting for Liverpool to be.
Oh, that's investment.
That's how much you hate Chelsea. That's how much
I'm not embarrassed.
That is how much in your head.
How old are you, Abdi? How old?
Abdi's young, man. He's definitely young.
Abdi, that's how much in your head. I'm proud of this. This is great. We have United fans rooting for Liverpool. That's how bad it is.
Blasphemy. Never do that ever. You know what I'm saying? Never, ever, ever. Yeah, Jesus.
I'm slightly rooting for Everton. Does that make me a bad person?
Everton are irrelevant though. Like, nah. Like,
yeah, it does.
Exactly.
Lambert want to relegate themselves.
You're a terrible person. Yeah, absolutely.
I actually need Lampard relegated. I need it.
Hey, I hate. I'm an equal.
I don't care if they get relegated. I just need them to win the next game.
I'm an equal. Nah, that I understand. But what I'm saying is, I'm an equal opportunity hater. Like I hate all the ups. Like I've hated Leeds for years, not just at the back in the Premier League. When they was out of the Premier League and it wasn't for long enough, that 16 years, I used to check their results in the Championship. I didn't want to see them back. You know what I'm saying, can't stand them. Same for Arsenal.
United in 09 or 10.
Yeah. In the FA Cup, was it Beckford who scored?
Yeah, Beckford.
Yeah. Yo, fuck Leeds, innit? They have a longer stint out, put him back in the Championship, innit? I was talking to my pops about this. He said the same shit. Put him back in the Championship where they belong. Facts. 110% facts. But that's just me, though. But now I understand with the Everton, because Everton plays City, innit? So I get that. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But like, if he was out here like champion,
I'll 100% prioritize whatever results my team needs.
Yeah, of course. That makes sense.
Like, I've rooted for Arsenal in North London derbies because Spurs are closer to us.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
For Spurs in North London derbies because Arsenal are closer to us. Like, whatever like helps us, like that's fine.
Yeah. See, how do you say I'm not from the north of England? I ain't got that Liverpool City hatred. I don't like Arsenal and Chelsea. Well, I'm not from the south of England, and I can't stand Arsenal or Chelsea. But hey, different strokes for different folks, innit?
Well, I'm not from
this country. I don't really hate a team like that. I don't hate a team like that.
Just teams, yeah.
But I'm not from this country, and I hate Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly, because you're a sensible guy, YG. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Anyone with any sense hates Arsenal.
You know, we need Chelsea, Liverpool, and Champions League again.
I think that will happen.
That might
in the next
spice
round.
something up. That might spice.
I think that will happen.
It's been too long. It's been 13 years.
I've been saying from the longest time. You can check my channel. I've been saying this from when it kicked off, like group stages. So people need to watch out for Chelsea. They're gonna be like, because if they win this, and it's gonna be retention, like, and it's gonna be a mazine, like first English club to like retain this. And I've been saying this, like, and I've been asking man to like deal with the matter. They're not. We might just have to put our drink down and just stop it ourselves, you know, like that, and just do it.
I can see Liverpool Chelsea happening though. Yeah, I can see Liverpool Chelsea.
Give me a Liverpool Chelsea semifinal. I need it. It's been too long.
Just keep it away from our stadium.
I'm alive.
I need. Yeah, you two need to fight and hopefully both lose in it. But yeah, I hear that. Like,
just do it. Just do it in the Emirates or something. Just keep it away.
I don't need a Chelsea retaining it. I don't need Liverpool talking about 7-11. I know this winning 7 Champions Leagues.
Final flawless will be gone.
The channel's done before the final. The channel's done before the final and that. Absolutely. Like, we over. Like, we drawing a line.
We didn't watch along, bro.
Our condolences. You just we. You're saying we? You're saying we. You're saying you didn't watch it. We. I'm saying I'm pouring like we putting this in the ground.
Man's
you know what I'm saying?
Brother.
We in it. We bounce. I'm bouncing, yo. That's what that is. We pouring Henny on pouring out some Henny on the ground, and the show's over. Chelsea, Liverpool fight. Oh my god.
Chelsea versus United is something I'd need in the Champions League. You know, that'd be.
Abdi's saying Chelsea United in the quarters. You got to get past Atletico Madrid first, brother.
Abdi. I do not want the English side. I want the other English sides to draw each other. I want 2 out of 3 of them to draw each other. Give us somebody else.
City, man. Wow.
I can see Chelsea, Liverpool though. I've said this for the longest. I do think all four English teams will get through to the quarters, and I definitely see an all English tie in the quarterfinals. I just hope it's not us.
City. I think it'll be Chelsea City, you know.
Ooh, I love Chelsea City.
Again, they really got to give us
that would be really good.
I love Chelsea
City.
I don't want to see Chelsea. I don't want to see Chelsea. If Chelsea gets to the final again, it's a one-off game.
Nah. Chelsea don't.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm glad that I do Conte because I've been calling this from early. Man. And when I say it, certain man turn up their nose just like they did last year, and I'm like, brother, you did this last year. And look what they did. And
you guys still like that. When I'm like, where have you been?
So people saying who is Chelsea, but like, come on.
Nah, we don't need this. We need Chelsea, Liverpool, City, Real Madrid, or PSG on the other side of the draw.
We've somehow won the Champions League, and now we're just completely disrespected in the same competition. I love this. I love this. You know, let us be underdogs as the holders.
You know what it is? It's not just. It's not because of you. It's the feet. It's the feet as well.
No, I know.
What I mean? It is more people are like, oh, they ain't gonna retain it. So do you know what I'm saying?
I get that. You don't want an English team retaining it. I would be sick if I had to watch Liverpool retain it. I'd be so disgusted. Oh my god.
I think a lot of people already see Chelsea like. Obviously, we don't think that like, but people go, they finished fourth in their league. They didn't really deserve the Champions League because it wasn't even like it wasn't like that. So I think that's where like people think about that from.
You guys need to understand. We won this shit from 6th. We were below Newcastle. We went into Bayern's own stadium and beat them. Like we don't care. Like there's no perfect storm of like there's no peaking at the right time. There's no you have to be at the crescendo of like your run in the league. This is Chelsea. We win in chaos.
They win it when they want, innit? They win when they want.
Yeah, we scored 9 goals in 7 knockout round games and won that shit.
Yep.
Scored 9.
Jesus Christ.
Hold on.
And yet, to Abby, you're saying, flawless, it get cojones have confidence in the team. No, because I'm going to have confidence in something that is not good. I'm confident in, yes, we have a manager who will switch it around and do things as we've seen today, 110%. We have talented players who can win us a one-off game or put us through in a 2-legged tie. But there's teams who are better than us. I don't know why this is so hard to comprehend, that the 3 teams, ironically, above us in the league are better than us. Like, I don't know what much more evidence you need to see. PSG.
What teams are those?
Yeah, go look up the table. You got Google, innit? You're a smart guy. You'll figure it out.
My Wi-Fi is doing it.
Your Wi-Fi down, innit? Yeah, you're breaking up. I can't hear you. Your Wi-Fi is going. I can't hear you. You know what I'm saying?
How many teams above you in the league table are better than you? What?
Yeah, crazy, innit? It's crazy how that works out. After 25 games, you figure out who's where. You know what I'm saying? It's mad. Mad concept.
I never knew that.
I never knew that. That's how it works.
How does that work?
Yeah, serious is crazy. And I don't think, and either the PSG, Real Madrid winner, whoever that is, and Bayern Munich, we're not better than those 5 teams. Like, that's legit what it is.
Bayern Chelsea as well. Bayern Chelsea.
That don't mean that we can't knock them out. That don't mean we can't knock out them teams, is what I'm saying, is they're the favourites going into those ties. Obviously, I'd be confident.
Bayern, you know.
Now, United can beat Bayern because Bayern got beat by Klapper.
Well, yeah, Nagelsmann tax. Like, don't get it mistaken. Like,
what happened to United Twitter saying, bring me Bayern in the summer? I was like,
yo, they disappeared quick, man. I'm saying.
Stop man, sleeping with one eye open.
Yeah, like, they disappeared quick, like, legit. That's what it is. Again, do I believe, will I be shameless on here? Of course, if United draw an English side or Bayern Munich or the Real Madrid PSG winner. Yes, of course I will, because, like, I'm not just going to get me take shots. Like, I'm like Eddie said it earlier, innit? Like, I'm bringing a rock to a gunfight, but I'm gonna throw the rock. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I'm not gonna not throw the rock. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna lift your hand up, and you're gonna.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw the rock.
You're gonna deflect the bullet with the rock.
Yeah. I'm gonna try something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been out here with less than a rock on the ollie. Man had, you know what I'm saying? It was a pen. You know what I'm saying? That was it. It was a plastic spoon. Yes. So man had.
You know what we was fighting you with? We was fighting you with Salah's abs, bro. That's what we was.
Oh, this guy in it. Yeah, sure.
Why is this guy covering stuff like that? United and Liverpool finals, don't put stuff like that.
No, why? Don't do that, man.
Why are you saying that? United are getting past the round of 16, guys.
It's mad that we've never faced each other, though, isn't it? It is mad. But
don't put that out in the energy. I don't.
We have in the Europa League. But
don't do that. But Champions League, I don't need that.
Abdi, if Chelsea won it on a fluke,
how did that Europa League?
How come you couldn't win the Europa League?
Can't remember. Don't care. Second-rate trophy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you got so shameless. You got split by Coutinho, didn't you? Isn't that what happened?
I remember. There's the thing
I
is, you lot
remember
think I'm bullshitting. I forget United bad results instantly. I can tell you about United good results from 2002.
I'm not talking about no scored. What would it? Who was the?
I don't know what the score was. I can't. I believe you lot. Because I don't remember. I believe you lot went through. I don't remember either of the games though. I don't even remember who was our manager. I don't even remember who the managers was. Was it Van Gaal? Was Van Gaal our manager?
Van Gaal and
Van Gaal.
Was it? I don't even see. I forgot about that. I don't remember the bad times. But I remember. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember all our victories at Anfield. I ain't gonna remember the defeats. You know what I'm saying? Like who does that? I'm saying you remember the good stuff.
I remember the last time you've won at Anfield.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I'm saying it's been a minute.
2015, I think.
No, I think it was Rooney. Was it Mara or Rooney?
It was Mata, right? Was it Mata?
Oh, when he turned Anfield into one field. Oh, yeah, with the bicycle kick. Yeah,
when he was good.
Last time
don't remember that. You know them ones.
I forget that too. I forget that too, innit? You know what I'm saying?
I remember that.
If man were bicycle kicking goals into mine, then I'd forget too. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I fully get that saying. I'm saying I don't judge. I don't hate.
You don't remember.
Why do you remember the bad stuff?
Salah's washboard abs like doing up like.
Nah,
I mean,
I don't.
Allison doing up assist and that. You don't.
I forget all of that. No, why would I remember the bad stuff? I'm saying it's like you lot winning in the Champions League.
I swear Alisson's probably on the same assist as like Sancho.
Somebody take a picture of this, please.
I don't know.
Somebody take a picture. Somebody take a picture, please.
Promise you, I don't care about Europa League. All right, hold up, 1 sec. I'll take a picture of this.
You know what? Do you understand how many United fans were twerking for the Europa League last season? They thought before the final, the whistle blow the kick-off, they thought they already had it won. They were like, "Oh, I can't wait for Bruno's Europa League trophy pictures. I can't wait for pictures of Rashford with the trophy." Those are the.
You know what? That would have been. You know what? That would have been the worst thing to what's happening. You know why? Because if that happens, Ollie's probably still in charge.
I was just about to say he would have.
We give him more money. It would have definitely given more money in the bank.
Oh, like these fanboys would have been like, "But he won us the Europa League."
Yep. You know what I'm saying? And Abdi was probably Ollie in. This is what I'm talking about, type of thing. But yeah, man, Champions League. I'm looking forward to obviously the second legs. Bayern Salzburg, of course.
If the only Champions Leagues that are valid.
Wait, what?
Then like,
wait, what?
there's only been 4 clubs who have valid Champions Leagues. Then there's only 4 clubs.
This is a new rule to me. There's
only 5. Benfica, Real Madrid, Ajax, Liverpool, and Forest are the only people with real Champions Leagues. Then that's a shame.
Abdi, you need some sleep, my brother. Okay?
Make sure it's right.
You need some sleep.
It didn't count because we only won it once. Yes.
It never happened. Well, also a dream.
Wow. So mad. All right, but we closing out the show anyway. Please make sure you hit the like button on the video, share it across all the socials, subscribe to the channel. Big up to Winter Surfer on GTA and phone calls. I'm gonna go join him. You know what I'm saying? I'm hopping on. Definitely. Large up Saint as well for jumping in. Make sure you go subscribe to his channel, Saint LFC TV in it. So yeah, go support the channel, go subscribe to his channel. Great channel. Shame's all mostly about Liverpool, but make sure you go and enjoying it because he is a great content creator in it. You know what I'm saying? So we move in. Go see all the Liverpool prop. You know what I'm saying? Or the Matic prop, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? In it, bench players.
Slap the likes, people.
So here we are. But yeah, hit the likes up. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel, road to 4K. We're back today, people. What is it? Thursday. So yeah, Mandem United podcast, 5 p.m. where I'll be discussing all things Manchester United, like more in depth. Obviously, the result. Looking ahead to the Watford game. Any other Manchester United news that might come out, and then what else we got? I believe that is it. Obviously, you'll catch me on Rance's Twitch at 7, and then I'll be on Matisse. Shout out to Matisse on his Twitch later on that day, probably 10:30. And then you'll probably get some form of Twitch stream. So whether that's Pro Clubs, or whether that's GTA, whichever in it. But yeah, man, big up to everyone who has locked in. And this has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.